Wow. Hello, miyuu signing in. Hello. No lie, I don't know if my voice will last through today's stream. It feels very dry. Accidentally dehydrated myself today. I forgot to drink water regularly. Oopsie. Oopsie. Some days are like that. If I'm sipping a lot through today, I'm literally just trying to hydrate myself. Hydrate myself from the lack of hydration that I had throughout the day. Hey! Come. Let me quickly get the game up. We should be starting an investigation. Technically this is... What does the game say? Like, this is the third part investigation? We're two-part investigation, but like... Only one bit of it was actually an investigation. But it wasn't even a proper investigation for like a case. We finally have an investigation for a case that we will definitely take, knowing Ryunosuke, he'll take it. Yep. I'm gonna make sure I don't accidentally tip this over. Yeah. Alright, okay. Let me get the game up. volume, everything is okay as usual. We're going straight in because I can't stop thinking about Iris. Yeah, part 3. So from where we last left off, what happened? First part investigation was just a lot of like stuff, but then the second part is where things went down, where we had a late night talk with Iris, Gina, and Susato. And they were talking about family. We were talking about something with Sholmes, right? Let me think. And then something. Sholmes was awake at night and realized Gina wasn't coming home. So he looks out the window and sees that what is the place called? Pawnbroker. The lights for the pawnbroker shop is on. It's like, okay, that's a little bit sus. So him, Rinosuke, and Susato go down to check on it. Something, shooting. something. We find the pawnbroker and Gina in a locked room with the pawnbroker dead. If I'm remembering that correctly. And so, yada. We weren't able to get the perpetrators. But Gina is now... What's the word? What does it say here? Yeah. Gina's arrested. Gina got arrested because she's the one in the room with the dead pawnbroker. Pawnbroker. the pawnbroker. And then what? Oh, Rinosuke went back home to Iris because she was left at home alone with no one. Poor thing, no one was there. She woke up with no one there. She got a mail to sit and wait at the house until Rinosuke came back. So we basically caught up with Iris and told her about what happened. We don't have Susato with us because she's still in questioning, I believe. So our current assistant, I think, is gonna be Iris. We're gonna run around with Iris, so that's gonna be fun. I need it. Oh my god, I have to prepare my voice for this. I just realized it's not Susato. It's Iris's voice that I'm. Oh my god, and I'm dehydrated today. Oh my god. Nah, we ball. So yeah, nothing here. We're just starting on the investigation, so whatever we're learning here, I'm basically learning as well with everyone. Hello, Leon. How are you? I'm good. How are you? Very, very relaxed today. For me, I have to make sure I hydrate through today's stream because I've got to hydrate through the day. So, apologies for any excessive sipping. I believe I ended the stream, yeah, examining everything in the room. Before stopping. Because Iris had different dialogues that I wanted to check out. So all we have to do is start moving. If you're doing well, I am. But I don't feel so good. Oh no! Is it alright if I ask why? Hopefully your day gets better. Aww. Is it just one of those days? I hope nothing too bad happened. I think I stayed stream today. My apologies for that. You have no reason to apologize. That is perfectly fine. Thank you for even dropping by. You're all good, Leon. Don't worry about me. Always put yourself first. Don't worry about me. Oh god, Iris. I hope I have the willpower to get through with your voice. Maybe I should just keep my water bottle open. I don't want to because I'm a very clumsy person, so I'm scared I'm just gonna tip it over by accident. I don't want to do that. I'm not sure, just my head feels heavy. I'm not sure how to explain it. Ah. Well, make sure you hydrate as well. And get well soon. Well, that sucks. I feel like if I ever have like really bad headaches, that's like my massive no-go on like not streaming. I'm very susceptible to headaches. So if I ever get like a really bad migraine, without a doubt guys, I always call off whatever I'm doing. I'm too weak when it comes to my head. I feel like if I have any other body injury, which I really shouldn't be saying this, if I have any other body injury, I'm like, oh no, I can keep bowling, bet. But when it comes to my head, big no. I'm trying to think. I want to go straight to the hospital, I think. I feel bad for Iris. She really wants to go see Sholmes. Which is different dialogue for the other areas. Hold on. Who do you take care? You two, okay? Rest up, rest up. Iris, I'm so sorry. I'll do my best for your voice. It feels weird going straight into her voice. And yeah, at least speak as 𝐢𝐧𝐟𝐨. No, I can't do it. You know what? We'll read it later. We'll read her little things later. We'll definitely have to jump around the place, so I'll read it when I'm warmed up, okay? I gotta immerse myself. The first time going to the hospital. First time going to hospital in Great Britain, I guess. 16th of April, St. Sinners Hospital, Ward 3.
Hurley! Oh!
Eh?
He's not here.
No, that's strange. The nurse definitely said he was in the bed by the window, didn't she?
I know what's probably happened. Hurley was being a big baby and the bullet wound wasn't that bad after all, so he's been sent home.
Not so sure about that. Baby or not, there's no question that it was a fairly serious injury that Mr. Sholmes suffered.
Oh.
Hello, hello, what are we have here? Water's off limits, so visiting. What are you doing in here, eh?
Well, I'll have you know, we're Hurley's next of kin.
Hey? Oh, well, beg your pardon then, ma'am. Sir? A little lady and a curious Eastern gentleman. A great mystery solver as a mysterious family, eh? That's how you see us, sure.
Where is he, Constable? Where's Hurley?
Believe he's currently in the operating theater, ma'am. Undergoing an extensive operation.
Extensive?
It's been several hours since you went in.
Oh dear, is he going to be alright?
Well, doesn't appear to be working, you see. The anesthetic, that is.
Huh?
I've heard a report that the gentleman claims he may have had a little too much to drink last night. Coffee, that is. Anyway, I think it'd be fair to assume they won't be back here for several hours yet. I see. Thank you, Constable. Perhaps we should leave and come back later. Aw, rip.
Oh, poor 𝐴HHHHHHH.
I guess we're still going. I still want to examine the area first, I guess. Okay, good amount of this area is just absolutely nothing. There's a notice board on the wall here. Look, let's see. What does it say? Thought of the day! On seeing any vermin, calmly and discreetly inform matron.
Ah, yes, rats and mice in hospitals. Like this that love to feast on all the medicine. Don't deal with them, there's nothing left to treat the patients.
Rats and mice? Oh, I see. This is a rather old building, I suppose.
But the doctors and nurses are all very good, I hear.
Certainly hope so, for Mr. 𝐴HHHHHHHH's sake. Wow! Jesus fucking Christ. Absolutely nothing to interact with, like... Not even the clipboard, it's technically the bed that needs interacting. A lot of it more over here, though. I was not meant to click the space button. I was scratching my face. Wonder what these are. Do you have any idea, Iris?
Oh! Haven't you ever seen crutches before? Let me explain. They're for people with leg injuries to help them walk. You hold one under each arm, you see?
Ah, right. Thought they were weapons of some sort.
Why could they be weapons in a hospital?
Thought maybe your fighter had been injured in a battle contest and been brought here along with his weapons.
Ah, that's surprisingly plausible.
Oh. Total of like 3 interactions in the hospital. I guess you're not supposed to be here for very long, huh? Like when Phoenix was in the hospital, it was literally just like it wasn't books, was it? Was it like DVDs or something? He had like a massive pile of stuff, and I can't remember for the life of me what it was. This must be Mr. 𝐴HHHHHHH's bed.
Or 𝐴HHHHHHH.
I know. Looks as stiff as a board, isn't it?
Oh, I don't think that will bother him.
No?
I often find him asleep face down on the floor, completely dead to the world.
Like I'd call the police if I discovered someone like that. Does he sleep like that? He just sleeps. He just sleeps like a log. I feel like he's like at first glance he seems like the kind of guy that would sleep with like his limbs like all sprawled out. Oopsie, I was, oh my god, I keep misclicking. Wait, I can technically interact with all of this. Hold on. You know what? That wasn't a misclick. Interact with this area with Iris instead now. Look at Mr. 𝐴HHHHHH's desk. It's completely clear. Looks totally different without that enormous machine on it.
𝐴HHHHHHH lives in an absolute mess all the time. He never notices when things go missing.
Even Mr. 𝐴HHHHHH must have noticed that huge lump of metal is no longer there. Surely. There's all sorts on these shelves. Chemistry apparatuses, books, papers, and lots of things I've never seen before. It's all heaped up so high, I can't help feeling that the whole lot is going to topple at any moment. So I feel like all of 𝐴HHHHHH's like lines are basically the same. We're just gonna sit through and listen to Iris's one, just so that I don't waste my breath on repeated dialogue, you know?
Yes, 𝐴HHHHHH does tend to overload the shelves.
That's one way of putting it.
Wanted to look something up in one of those books the other day, you know? But it was so tightly crammed in, he gave up and went to buy a brand new copy instead.
Or maybe I feel like some of these dialogues are the same though. Ah yes, the letters V and R. Ones with the bullet holes.
That's right, but 𝐴HHHHHH isn't a very good shot, sadly. Can't remember how many times he had to relapse. Replaster that patch of wall before you manage to make the letters.
Is he a patriot or blaster? he had to replaster the wall? Well, you know, gotta admire that level of perfectionism. Now this really is Mr. Shom's faithful performing partner then. The no, it's no good, it's gone. The virtuous violin that he found in a pawnbroker's and managed to buy for next to nothing.
Hope Hurley gets well soon. I miss hearing his violin playing already.
Oh, Iris. I'm sure he will. Great again today. It's a very different feeling of a Japanese hibachi somehow.
Hurley's been working on his disguises recently. He's been dressing as a woman mainly.
Really? Mr. Shoms? Dresses and women's clothes?
Yes? You see the lady in that photographic print on the mantelpiece? That's Hurley!
He's quite stunning. What? He can cross-dress? I want to see that.
Well, that's because that box contains some of my most important things.
Judging from that guarded smile. Didn't we learn about that last night, though? Actually, the fact that I don't remember implies that maybe last night in the game they didn't actually talk about it. I can't remember. I swear they talked about it. Something.
Hurley says that Waggy is a memento too.
What? How?
He tried really hard to get the little fella to stay on those shelves at first.
The dog? I mean, the cat, sorry? Not the dog. The cat? Wagahai, I think. Wagahai, I think, is its name.
He had to give up. In the end, Waggy just wouldn't keep still.
Yes, funny that. Dude, he actually tried to display the cat! Fucking Chomes. Your beautiful tea set is there on the table as usual. A cup of one of your special herbal blends always helps me to relax when I'm feeling the strain.
Poor Hurley, he hasn't had a drop of tea today. I wish I could take some to the hospital for him.
Oh my god, I feel so bad. This is where you write, this is where you note down ideas, isn't it, Iris? Let's see. Well, what does it say today? Ah, the Boscombe Valley Mystery.
We visited Boscombe Valley recently for a picnic, you see, but I forgot to bring the tea. So when Hurley became thirsty, he decided to drink from Boscombe Pool. He gave himself an awful tummy ache.
Oh dear.
Hurley sat there miserable as can be in that field of flowers after that, just like when you saw him yesterday.
It really is an unsavory day, oh. Charming little white shelf full of charming little bottles.
I'm so close now, I've nearly developed a rainbow smoke grenade, you know?
You're still working on those colourful but funny explosives, are you?
I'll tell you what. When I perfected it, I'll fire the first shot at you, Runo.
Oh, no. Come to think of it, I haven't seen you doing much writing recently, Iris. There's a paper already set up in the typewriter, I notice, as if you're about to start.
I'm a little bit stuck for a new story idea, actually.
Well, you could consider using what happened to Mr. Natsume, perhaps?
Ah, yes, that's a fabulous idea! And a great title has just popped into my head as well. The Adventures of the Catty Man! How's that, Runo?
The fact that he had no comment after that. I'm pretty sure that is everything. There's not much to investigate on this side. Okay, we're leaving. I'm going to go... We probably can't go here yet, huh? Pretty sure they're still investigating. We'll go straight to prison then. Let's talk to Ginny. Ah, yes. Home sweet home. Cell 13. Hello, Gina? How do you have your gun still? Wouldn't I have taken that from you?
You saw the grenade launcher Helene and I made.
Wish you wouldn't point it at me all the time, though. What are you here for?
Ginny.
I'm feeling it's because of us that you ended up in trouble. So you're thinking that we might be able to help you. Well, we can't. Sorry?
Yeah? Get lost! Don't be like that, Ginny. I know you didn't do it. You'd never shoot someone. I just know you wouldn't.
I think you know me? Well, the other one.
Oh.
You got the first idea about the likes of me. I'm a thief. I pinch people's purses when they're walking down the street. That's how I get by. If I saw me chance, I'd sneak into a pawn shop any day of the week. Just see what I could lay me hands on. Get it? That's the kind of person I am.
But Ginny...
I've been caught tomorrow, they say. Some cove came by before and said he'd be a lawyer for me or the like. Said it was my right or something. I told him to get stuffed. I don't need no lawyer. I don't need no one. Gonna be staring at me anymore, obviously, if she tried.
Why are you being like this, Ginny?
This will pester you. Legal representation. I don't understand, Gina. Why did you send the public defender away? Wanted me to sign some papers, representation papers or something like that. It's all gonna be rigged anyway, the whole trial. Pin on me because I'm a kid. But that's what grown-ups always do.
Why do you think that?
Guess that's how it's always been for me, growing up in the back slums, me whole life. If you do what the grown-ups tell you, it'll get your mates dragged off by the coppers, or worse. That happened to me before and all. Been sold out, nearly snaffled on the back of it. Can't trust no one, that's the point. As soon as you do, you're gone to the grass, dead. Gina, listen. If you like, in tomorrow's trial, I could... Forget it!
Ginny! Don't you trust Reno?
Nah, I don't. Look, I'll ask you nicely now. Just leave me alone. What happened? You'll tell us what happened, Gina? Last night, at the pawnbroker's. There's nothing to tell. I figured it'd pay me, so I broke into the place and started going through the storeroom. The old bloke walked in on me, and you know the rest.
But why, Ginny? Why would you do that?
Ain't it obvious? The place is full of stuff I could sell for a shilling or two. Diving ain't easy, you know? It's a whole lot of work, and half the time you don't even get none. Is that really why you broke into the place? What? Are you sure the true reason wasn't something else? Yeah, give it a rest. What would be the point anyway, huh? Nothing I could say would make a blind bit of it. A blind bit of difference, sorry.
Just tell us, Ginny. We'll believe you, whatever it is.
Believe me? Don't be dabbed. You can't believe nothing. Fuck. It's hard talking. I don't even know how to do her accent, but I just can't read like her text. Everyone lies all the time. And you know what? When it comes to lies, I'm the biggest soul of the lot. I've told some unforgivable lies, I have.
What do you mean by that? What unforgivable lies?
Never mind, I will not keep this open. It's making the water not hot anymore. Unforgivable lies. What do you mean before, Gina? When you said you were the biggest lie of the lot? Why don't you tell us what these unforgivable lies you've told her? Maybe we can help. Sorry. By the time, they're gonna want to question me now.
Ginny, please.
Oh yeah. Wanted to give you this, something to remember me by. A photographic print of a really adorable cat. Found it in one of the pockets of this card. I no point in me having it.
I wonder what a little photograph like that was doing in a pocket of that overcoat.
Anyway, don't bother coming again. Bye.
Oh, Ginny.
White cat photograph. A photograph depicting a sweet little white cat obtained from Gina while interviewing her in her prison cell. Guess we're leaving. Not much we can do. Bye. I guess I'm going straight to Baker Street. That's my bet. Oh, okay. I'll examine the area too, actually. It's already been 2 months that we've been taking lodgings here above Mr. Shulm's office. Yada yada yada.
When Hurley comes back home, let's have a big party.
It's a great idea. I'm sure it won't be long. Mr. Shulm is very tough.
Yes.
There's still a Scotland Yard carriage outside Windybanks.
I never imagined we'd be investigating a case so close to home.
Poor Iris is very upset by all of this. Sorry. I was there. I should have done more.
None of this is your fault, Bruno. So please don't apologize.
But
It's the criminals who are to blame for all of this. So let's investigate and work out how to catch them.
Yes, you're right. Never mind, let's see if we could go straight into Windybanks. Okay.
This is where it happened then. Last night.
That's right. 2 thugs I told you about were obviously ransacking the place, looking for valuables.
But apart from the policeman in here, you wouldn't know anything that had happened. There's no sign of disturbance.
No, you're right about that, actually.
In fact, if anyone, it's the police who seem to be the ones doing the ransacking.
I know what you mean. Like a gang of organized criminals all dressed in black. Oh, I heard that! Oh, Inspector! Good morning. Go fucking Grace, I'm sorry, I forgot your voice. So I want to thank you for your vigilance last night. We got to the scene before it was disturbed, at least. Shouldn't be let the 2 roads get away, mind. Yes, I'm sorry about that.
I thought you'd assigned extra men to the beat around here, Gregsy. Now look what's happened. Hurley's been injured because there weren't enough police on duty.
Ah! Your ladyship! No one told me you were coming!
I expect you to take full responsibility for what happened to Hurley and see he has the best, very best medical care.
Of course, your ladyship. The very best doctors in the capital are attending to him as we speak.
And I don't think it's Runo's fault that the rogues managed to get away, is it? Chasing criminals is the police's job.
Oh, that's a different pose. That's a different animation. Absolutely, your ladyship. As you say, ma'am. As you say. Jen and Black is totally blameless. Everyone's in agreement about that. Would you believe it? He's a completely different person with Iris. Talk about personality change. Oh, well, my manners. Are you thirsty, your ladyship? Hey, creepy, 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 creepy. 𝐢𝐧𝐟𝐨! 𝐢𝐧𝐟𝐨! What was the animation? Perhaps you'd like some juice? Some nice refreshing fruit juice?
Oh, hi. Are you thirsty, 𝐢𝐧𝐟𝐨? I have some of my special herbal tea with me if you'd like some.
The way he chugged it down, oh my god. Ugh, lovely. Thank you very much. That really hit the spot, your ladyship. I don't even recognize him like this. Can we examine yet? Should I try examining?
Alrighty then, let's see what we can uncover.
What do you think you're doing, Sunshine? You can't touch anything in here. Oh, but we're hoping to investigate. It's a crime scene for Pete's sake, no touching!
What's the problem, 𝐢𝐧𝐟𝐶? Bruno's a lawyer, you know that.
Oh. I'm ever so sorry, your ladyship. Ever so sorry. The rules and regulations are a thorn in my side. Of course, if Mr. Nahado was to have been probably appointed by the accused, that'd be another matter. The accused? If you could show me some representation papers, I'd be only too happy to let you nose around.
Did you hear that, Bruno? You need Ginny to sign some representation papers.
Like presenting the detective here with the correct paperwork is the only way. The way that fucking side-to-side animation is so whack, bro. Okay, answer was no. We will not be able to examine the error, so we'll talk to him. Investigation. So how is the investigation going, Inspector? Nothing to it, really. Very simple case, this. There's some very definitive evidence. She's about to charge the what the fuck? That diver we arrested last night, in fact. Gina? You're going to charge her? That's right. Should be able to bring her before the judge at the Bailey tomorrow.
Definitive evidence, you say? What is it? Come on, show me.
Your ladyship, as much as I'd wish I could oblige you, I'm afraid.
I see. You've already captured the pair of thugs who broke in here last night, have you?
What the?
And you're going to put them on the stand as witnesses, are you?
How could you? How could you possibly know that?
I had a feeling, that's all.
I'm gonna have to try keep a secret from Iris. So you've arrested the two men who shot Mr. Sholmes, have you? Well, yes, they were rounded up pretty quickly by the lads on the beat. Miss Lestrade... Oh, sorry. Miss Lestrade is being held at the prison. She should be. It's assuming she hasn't lifted the keys from the jail, of course. Mr. Sholmes. Can you tell us anything about Mr. Sholmes? What's his condition? Sorry, I'm not at liberty to divulge that information. Scotland Yard matters are strictly confidential.
Well, I know he's been operated on at Saint Sinners. Why can't I see him? I'm family, you know.
I'm terribly sorry, your ladyship. It's the hospital's policy. No visiting at all.
Oh.
Well, it must have hit an artery in his midriff. He's lost a fair bit of blood.
Oh no.
Didn't seem too bad in the first hour or so, but a hemorrhage like that is enough to make even the one and only Sholmes pipe down. Mr. Sholmes is a human like the rest of us, you know. Well, anyway, he's having emergency surgery right now. We've got to stop that bleeding.
But he will be alright, won't he? They'll be able to make him better?
Of course, your ladyship. He'll be as right as rain before you know it.
Really? How do you know?
How do I know? Because, of course. Yes, because Mr. Sholmes is such a great detective, that's why. We'd better pray the doctors have a better grasp of what's needed to make someone well again.
Oh dear. Please don't die, 𝐴HHHHHHH.
Report to your ladyship at the moment I hear is out of the operating theater.
Oh, okay, so we'll know when to go to him. Couldn't help noticing, Inspector.
What now with it, sunshine?
Doing your voice hurts. That's what I wanted to tell you. Oh, there seems to be a marked difference between the way you talk to me and Iris.
Well, she's so sunny. I'm a copper and we don't go in for favoritism.
He's right. You do treat us differently.
It's because of those adventures of Sherlock Holmes stories, that's why.
Oh.
I cropped up him, don't I, Inspector Tobias Gregson?
Oh? Well, yes, because you're an acquaintance of Hurley's.
What did you write about the Inspector, Iris?
I don't remember, really.
One of Sholmes' lines? Gregson is as smart as Scotland Yard is how he put it.
Did I write that?
You know what the one line did for me, eh? Very next month, my pay doubled. Doubled, I tell you.
Hold on, my voice is actually getting fucked. That's amazing!
Well, because everyone in the yard reads them. They read all the Sherlock Holmes stories. They even set up a fan club for me.
Of course, that explains everything. It was around the time that you became such a toady to me.
You blame me? All it takes is one bad word from you, and Sholmes could change his tune about me. Gregson? No, the great detective will say. He's getting quite overrated these days. Think what would happen to my salary if that came out in the print, eh? Whole thing gives me the willies. Can't tell you how many nights of sleep I've lost worrying about it.
That would never happen, Gregsy.
Every moment when the new Randus magazine comes out, my hands are trembling as I turn the pages.
Oh, how awful for you. Here, have some of my tea to settle your nerves.
Lovely. Thank you very much. I really hit the spot, your ladyship.
Teetotal.
Yeah, there's something I was supposed to talk to you about, actually, Mr. Noㄚ D㚚.
Yes, what is it?
Got an important message for you. I clearly forgot about it until now.
An important message? I wonder what it could be. Is it Susanna? Important message. Are you going to tell me what this important message is then, Inspector?
It's about the young lady who's normally by your side, your assistant.
It is Susanna.
Dear Susie, is she alright?
She's at the station, isn't she? Being questioned, I believe.
Nope, not anymore. She had to head off.
Head off? Where?
The Lord Strongheart's office, of course. He's summoned her.
Ah, yes, of course, I'd forgotten about that.
One of the whipstocks took her in a yard carriage after we finished crashing her. But she asked us to tell you she didn't have the fare for the return journey and to go and meet her there. She's got a nerve using Scotland Yard as a blooming messaging service.
I see. Well, then thank you for passing that on, Inspector.
Why did Susie have to go see the Lord Chief Justice?
She didn't tell me. I'd better head over to the Lord Chief Justice's office. I always forget Chief for some reason. Lord Chief Justice's office to fetch her straight away. Guess we're leaving straight there because we can't investigate here anyways. New location. I was right at the top. Yes, no matter how many times I come here, I always get the same sense of oppressiveness somehow.
Do you think the place is oppressive? I think it's normal.
How so?
I mean, look at that suit of armor over there. You can't take that seriously, can you?
Maybe it thinks the same about you. Everything is
clear with regards to tomorrow's arrangement, I trust?
Yes. Oh, I forgot to use Zato's voice. Yes. Thank you very much. There they are. This is the sign of Lord Strongheart.
I wonder what they're talking about. They both look very serious.
Very good. There's nothing further to discuss. You may return to your lodgings. No doubt you have much to do in preparation for your return to your homeland. Wait. What did he just say? Your return to your homeland? Sato-san!
Oh! Mr. Naruhodo? What was that all about?
Ah, Mr. Naruhodo, thank you for coming to collect your colleague.
What's this all about? Why are you talking about Mrs. Sato's return to her homeland? And tomorrow?
Tomorrow? What about Ginny's trial?
You mean... she's been formally charged now? Oh dear. Sato, I forgot your voice. Time and place, should I really examine? I want to though.
Oh my goodness, just look at all these books!
Yes, books about the judicial systems of all different Western nations.
Even for someone like me, it would take at least 10 days to read all of these.
Just 10 days?
I was only joking, Reno. I thought it'd be fun to play up my genius.
Scarily believable with you, that's the trouble. These giant suits of armors are still facing each other, menacingly across the room.
I just can't understand why anyone would wear things like that in battle. They must be so heavy.
Expect you'd invent some special lightweight suit if it was down to you, wouldn't you, Iris?
I think if it was me, I'd invent a world where people didn't need to fight each other in the first place.
Iris, you're a champion.
Well, what do you think? That was a model answer, wasn't it?
He's 10, Rinosuke, 10. And she's leading you around by the nose.
Oh, get played, the poor thing. Okay, both sides are symmetrical, so the same.
I love clocks and their mechanisms, don't you? I love all the hundreds of pieces fit.
The way all hundreds of... Why am I skipping words?
Hundreds of pieces fit together and work as one to move the hands of a single timepiece.
Yes, I can imagine clocks such as your cup of tea.
When I was little, I used to dream of one day living inside a clock, you know?
You have to be envious of the Lord Chief Justice having his office in a place like this, I suppose.
No, not really.
Oh.
Well, I mean, that's a dream for when you're little. It'd be silly now.
Don't let Lord Strongheart hear you talking like that. Hold on, let me put on some socks. My feet aren't cold, but it feels weird not having socks on. Ugh.
I've always dreamt of sitting at a huge desk like that and looking important.
Why don't you try it then? Discreetly, of course.
Alright, I will. Tell me how I look. Well, Runo, what do you think?
Little too discreet, I can't even see you. The way I was actually half expecting her model to be like cropped out behind the desk, and I forgot that she's 10! She's tiny! Fuck, okay, now we'll talk to Susato. Returning to your homeland. Mrs. Little, what's all of this about?
Oh, please don't concern yourself, Mr. Naruhodo. It's only me going back to Japan. Life here can continue just as it—
That's not what I asked! What happened? Why are you leaving?
It's... my father. He's fallen ill. Oh no!
Professor Mikotowa? This guy we met at the first trial. Eugene Mikotowa, I'm a professor of forensics medicine at Yume University. Received an international telegram from the Empire of Japan informing us of the news.
10 days ago, father collapsed with a fever. The cause is apparently unknown. It seems he grows weaker by the day.
I don't believe it. As you're aware, the voyage from here to your country's capital, Tokyo, takes some 50 days. Thought it'd be prudent to hasten Mr. Sato's departure as much as possible. Yes, absolutely.
I leave London first thing tomorrow morning.
Can't believe this is happening. Gina's trial.
So Gina has been charged? She'll have to appear in court.
Yes, she was formally charged a few hours ago, and the date of the trial has already been set for tomorrow.
No,
I don't remember your voice.
not even 24 hours later?
I forgot your voice. Gina? Oh, the lustrous girl in the murder of the Baker Street pawnbroker, yes. An ode to Yeah, transpicuous. I know that word. What? Why didn't it? Anyways, the pickpocket was clearly disturbed mid-robbery and shot the man in a panic. No, the art is overstretched as it is, without wasting time on these open and shut cases.
It's not wasting time. Ginny would never do something like that.
Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes, Lord Strongheart? In deference of your fine services to date, I shall overlook this young girl's insolence. But have no recollection of admitting a child into my office. Leave, now.
Of course, Lord Strongheart.
Criminals would tell the most palpable lies in order to evade justice. The police cannot ill afford the time it takes to unravel all the untruths. Meanwhile, more crimes are perpetrated. The far more serious matters with which to condemn. Serious matters? Didn't Gregson mention something like that yesterday?
Yes, Inspector Gregson made a similar remark yesterday.
It's no concern of yours. I'm sure I need not remind you of that. "3 minutes precisely until my next meeting. You must excuse me." There's just one more thing, Lord Strongheart, which is Miss Lestrade's trial. It's Miss Lestrade's trial. I wonder if you might permit me to defend her. Timely suggestion. Sorry? The girl currently has no representation.
But that's not fair. She may be a pickpocket, but she still deserves a fair trial.
You don't misunderstand me, young lady. The government provides for those too poor to afford representation with a public defender. The accused need only to sign the relevant paperwork, and a defense barrister will be assigned to the case. However, the young girl in question has refused that right. Why would she do that? Question you would do well to direct to Miss Lestrade. You'll find her at the local prison. Yes, thank you.
Now then, it's time I was leaving. Good day to you. What a day. Gina charged with murder, Sister Little-san about to leave.
Come, Miss Naruto, Iris, we must make haste. But, Susie, you're leaving for Japan tomorrow morning, aren't you? Don't you have packing and things to do? As Miss Naruto's dutiful assistant, my personal circumstances are of no consequences. My sole purpose remains to help you in whatever way I can.
Thank you, Mrs. Sato. It's a very pensive look.
I think we ought to visit Gina first. In any case, I should like to wish her well before I leave. Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Let's go.
If I'm honest, this has completely thrown me off. I just have to do what I can as a lawyer. So Susato-san is with us now. Seems all the dialogue here is the same there.
Oh, this place is so much fun. I'm just itching to dismantle that huge clock. The hospital feels positively ancient. I hope 𝐸𝐵's in good hands. Gina must be feeling very lonely, I imagine. Though it's a bit quiet when 𝐸𝐵's not around. I love attic rooms, don't you? They're so exciting. The place feels different to normal today for some reason. 𝐸𝐵 and his friends are working hard at the investigation, aren't they?
This is sad. This is making me sad. She's just home all alone. Oh. Hello again, Gina? What are you lot here for now? With the muzzle of that grey grenade launcher shoved in our faces yet again, obviously.
I think I need to improve the way you load ammunition to that thing, don't I?
Look. You come as many times as you like, but I ain't got nothing more to say to you. I already feel myself needing to refill my water. I'm trying to hydrate to sorry. Remove the dryness of my mouth, but that's not how it works.
Hello, Penta.
Hello, my favorite streamer.
Wow! Really? Are you sure? You sure you want me to be the favorite one? How are you today? Thank you for stopping by.
excuse my voice. It's quite dry today since I didn't hydrate properly, so currently suffering through the voices. It doesn't help that I've forgotten most of the voices too, but oh well.
Gina?
Why can't I remember Susato's voice? Like, I feel like it was quite easy for me to do.
I wonder if you might hear me out. There's something I'd like to say.
What?
I'm sorry to say, I must reluctantly bid you farewell.
Yeah? Farewell?
Tomorrow I must begin my journey back home to Japan. I fear we may never meet again.
Oh, right.
Had the pleasure of meeting so many lovely people here in London. I have so many wonderful memories. And yet, as things stand now, it will be a glum parting indeed. Poor Iris is so miserable. Daisy.
Well, that ain't my business. She's guilt-tripping her. Go, Susato, go!
Both Iris and Miss Naruto believes you to be innocent, Gina. They've put their faith in you. Somehow, can't find it in your heart to put your faith in them.
Yeah? That's right, I can't. What of it?
Hey, Green. Susanoo, please! Grieves me greatly to have to say goodbye to my friends when they're so clearly unhappy. Because of you. Susanoo! The guilt trip! Not the guilt trip card! I didn't think you had the balls to do that! What? It's my fault? Yes, I have one final request, Gina, before our paths never cross again. Right here and now. I want you to show both of them that you don't deserve the faith they invested in you. Eh? And by doing that, will you truly be as alone as you claim to be? What are you talking about? What do you expect me to do, eh? Told us that everyone lies. So prove it by admitting one of your own untruths.
What about what you said before, Ginny? You said something about unforgivable lies.
Must tell Miss Naruto and Iris the truth now. That is my last request before I leave. My last request as a dutiful assistant. No, I can't. Whatever these lies are, they're obviously weighing very heavily on Gina's mind. Gina, I could be wrong, but is it something to do with what happened 2 months ago? Something about that trial? The one in which Magnus McGilded was acquitted. Sorry. Case of the mysterious murder that took place inside that omnibus. You were caught as a witness by the prosecution. Is that what this is about? Yeah, you're right. Because in that trial, I lied. I lied like you wouldn't believe. Will you tell us about it now? Maybe I am cold. Let me put on... Let me put on my... my robe. I mean, we kind of suspected her of doing something to the trial those 2 months ago. Now we actually get to hear about it, so that's gonna be interesting. Yeah. Trial 2 months ago. I never said- I just had this realization. I said that I would try and see if I could connect a controller to play this game. But the only controller I have working is my Joy-Cons, and Nintendo Switch controllers don't... What's the word? Don't have controller support on Steam. I can force Steam input though, just to see what it's like, but I never actually tried to do it. I really should. Because having my hand out in front of the keyboard all the time is kind of hurting my arm. Like you said, it all happened 2 months ago. Copper's got... got a hold of me and shoved me in the witness stand. Yeah, and based on your testimony, Mr. McGilded was declared innocent. Yeah, well, the thing is, I lied about a whole bunch of stuff. Knew it. What sort of thing did you lie about? I was hiding under the seat that night. That was the truth. It was pitch black in that little cubbyhole. Couldn't see a thing. And then... I heard that loud thud, like someone falling on the floor. That's when Mr. McGilded discovered you. Yeah. Pulled me out from under the seat and set me next to a dead man. There wasn't much to see by when I looked at... Me and... Well, when I look at me hands, I had the cove's blood all over him. I was so scared. I couldn't even speak. You had his blood on your hands? In other words, it was Gina that the witnesses on the roof deck saw through the skylight. And then Mr. McGilded started asking you questions, I suppose. Who you were and why you're hiding under the seat. Yeah, he did. Only that's not all. What do you mean? I mean, he threatened me. Threatened you how? He made me swear about what I've seen and what I heard. And about what he was gonna do after the cove was found dead. He made me swear I wouldn't tell no one about any of it. If I did that, he said he'd let me scarper before the coppers showed up. Gina, you must tell me what he swore you to secrecy about. What you saw, what you heard, everything. Whoo! Okay. We're getting closure from that trial all those months ago. Woo! Woo! For reference to those that don't know, we had a trial, our first ever trial in Great Britain, which I believe should have been the third case in the game. Yes, the third case in the game, where this chick here was found during was found at the scene of the crime, but she was only found by the defendant who kept quiet about it. And only after we found out about it did some new details come out. But some things happened. Needless to say, some things happened, and the defendant that we slowly realized was kind of sus as fuck was found not guilty, which is great because Ryunosuke won his first ever case and managed to become a lawyer. The unfortunate bit is that we never got closure after that trial, and it was just really bad and annoying. But we now have a link towards that case to this one, where the coat that Gina is wearing right now, this brown coat, was something that she took, but had something related to the defendant those 2 months ago. Speaking of, by the way, this is like the most important bit. I guess massive fucking spoilers. After that trial where he was found not guilty, the defendant fucking died. So, you know, no closure whatsoever. And hopefully we can get that closure now. Like, right fucking now. We get to hear about it from Gina. Because apparently, she's sworn to secrecy about something. What you saw? You said McGilded made you swear not to tell anybody what you saw. But you were in the pitch black compartment under the seat the whole time, weren't you? Yes, with Mr. McGilded sitting above your head, if I remember correctly. Yes, that's true, but it was when I heard the thud of the cove hitting the floor, I let out a little scream, see? Couldn't help it. McGilded heard that and dragged me out by me arm. That's when I saw it. It was on the floor next to the old 𝐢𝐧𝐟𝐨, what had been stabbed. A disc, all bright and shiny. Disc? Do you mean... Yeah, that's it. The one, what the D took off me at Windy Banks. So the music box disc was there on the floor at the omnibus. Not for long, McGilded spotted it straight away. Picked up smartish and stuffed it in his inside pocket. So that disc was in the omnibus 2 months ago at the scene of Mr. Mason's murder. And the bog trotter told me I won't have a word of it to no one. What you heard? Because it was so dark under the seat in the cab, I was straining my ears the whole time. After a while, I heard the door and footsteps inside the cabin. Presumably, that was McGilded getting on board.
Nah, not only him. Oh? Because I could definitely make out the footsteps of two people.
In that case, it would seem likely that was Mr. McGilded and the victim.
Mr. Mr. Thrice-fired Mason.
In his testimony during the trial, Mr. McGilded claimed he slept during the carriage ride.
And her own testimony, Gina, supported this.
Yeah, that wasn't exactly true. Neither of them was asleep. I could hear them talking the whole time in low voices.
What? What were they talking about?
Sorry, I don't know. The sound of the horses and wheels was too loud.
That still tells us something. Mr. McGilded and the victim knew each other.
Mr. McGilded was lying, as I suspected. After the event.
It weren't gonna take long before someone raised the alarm that the bloke had been killed.
Yes, you're quite right. The other passengers on the roof deck noticed very quickly.
The cab came to a stop. McGilded told me to hide back under the seat again. I climbed in and waited. Two cars from up top ran off to get the coppers.
Mr. Fairplay or Mr. First?
Right. After they're gone, McGilded asked the driver to do him a favor. Favor? Now then, fella, what I need you to do is take this coat of mine and deposit it with a nearby pawnbroker. And for your troubles, let's see now. I'll give you 10 guineas.
I got bribed.
Nearby pawnbroker? You mean on Baker Street? Yep, you got it. It was Windy Banks. The coachie snapped up the money and ran off to pop this coat as far as he could. So then there was no one left in the carriage. McGilded opened the box under the seat. Let me get out of there. But not without conditions. See.
Conditions? Might have to do with the whole trial forging, I think. What were McGilded's conditions then? For letting you go free, I mean.
Not telling us all. Not for anything. About what I saw and what I've heard. There was something else as well.
There's more?
Yeah. It's the most important thing, he said. Marta sent the coachman on a little errand for me with some small change in his hand. Now then, did you hear what I asked of him? Did you say anything at all? You asked him to go pop, your weasel, right? Oh, that fiend's taken me overcoat to deposit with pawnbroker whereabouts. And I want you lass to take the redemption ticket for it. Do you understand? What? You mean to have the ticket? That's right, and I'll come fetch it from you later, sometime within the next 2 months. You have to hang on until then, is that clear? And whatever you do, don't lose it. Oh, alright then. And in case I might happen to be delayed at all, you have to go to the pawn shop, Windy Bank, so it is, and you have to extend the loan before the 2 months is up. If you forget, the article will be forfeited and any old fiend could come along and buy it.
But I ain't got that kind of brass.
Those £5, that should be enough. You understand each other, lass? Don't try anything funny now. If you go against me...
Yeah, I get it.
Good. One more thing. In a few days from now, you'll be visited by the police, I've no doubt.
The coppers?
Oh, they'll come ask you to take a stand in court, testify as a witness. Let's just have a wee chat about that, shall we? What is it that you might say, and what it is that you want?
not good. I played this game a long time ago. When 𝐢𝐧𝐟𝐨 was the protagonist. Is he dead? No, he's not dead. No. This is based like Pixar, like what, like hundreds of years? Is it hundreds? Could you say 100? No, 10. This this game technically is from ages ago, before 𝐢𝐧𝐟𝐶's like timeline. Don't worry, he's not dead yet. This is technically like a standalone game actually, but it's a part of the Ace Attorney like series. It's like really, it's olden, like based fucking what period of time was it? I forgot. I'm so bad at history. It's based on a certain like old period, so you see them talking about stuff that they haven't like ever heard of before. So this is the context of like the area basically, right? So we're still playing with Japanese like characters. These two, so Susato and Ryunosuke, so the one that you can't see on screen now, but the one that we're playing. Unfortunately, we don't have a picture of ourselves. They came from Japan to study in Britain, because in Japan their law, the court of law is very, oh, as they would say, is in its infancy. So it's very new. So they've come to Britain to study and basically learn to bring over their practices once they return back. So that's kind of the context, and then, well, Great Britain has a lot of advanced stuff, advanced technology to do court stuff, to do law stuff. That's why they're studying over here. I'm trying to think of anything else important, but that's the best that I've got. Recounting the game's entire like world building. I feel like it's better that I can't really explain it. I forgot to read this back. We'll read it in court, I think. I think it's better if I ignore it and read it until later. I always forget you can examine items. Anyways, moving on. Secret. Okay. After he'd gone over it all, I picked it. Got as far away from the hair as I could. He hid the pawnbroker's ticket in some bushes near the scene. I went to fetch it the next day once it got dark. So McGill had planned it and coerced Gina into giving false testimony. We've got the truth now. 2 months, and then he says if he gets delayed, if he gets delayed, reimburse it for another 2 months. Isn't that interesting? But you're ready to string me up, eh? I lied. In that big old courtroom. I told some corkers. Thing is, he said it would make it. He would make it so we couldn't live in the East End no more. That's what he threatened me with.
What a wicked man.
And everything what went on in the back slums.
Vroom vroom, first room of the day.
He knew we had no one to look after us, and we was all just looking out for each other, getting by together.
So you mean Mr. McGill would have...
In a heartbeat, could have had the whole lot of us chased out of there if he wanted. And then where could have we gone, eh? Nowhere, that's where. I didn't have no choice.
Thank you, Gina. Telling us everything. I'm gonna pull... Jesus Christ, that scared me. I was pulling on my earphone. But I'm for it now, eh? Go on, admit it. You must be livid. Well, you can make amends by doing me a simple favor. Favor? What? Sign the representation papers for tomorrow's trial. Eh? You don't actually want me to represent you in court. You can rip it up later. But we need that paperwork or we can't investigate. The police won't let us. Investigate what? Scene of the incident last night. Mr. Sholmes was shot, you see? You what?
He's having a big operation right now, Ginny.
Is it bad? Is he gonna be alright? Sholmes gonna be alright, right? That's why I want to investigate. For Mr. Sholmes' sake as much as anything. Right. So what you're saying is if I sign that bit of paper, everyone's happy, is that it? Something like that? Mr. Soto? Yes? Of course. I have the representation papers here. I don't need no one to stick up for me though. No lawyer or nothing. Someone teach me how to do accents.
Poor Ginny, she seems so lonely.
Gina's representation papers. The paperwork signed by Gina to put me in charge of her defense. Showing this to Scotland Yard detectives gains us access to the crime scene. Well, at least this should mean we can investigate the scene at Windybanks now.
Yes, and perhaps we can come back to visit Ginny when we're done there.
I feel like we finally cracked a Gina. She's opened up to us at last. Now I have her representation papers. No one else knows just what a responsibility that is. Anyway, for now it means Inspector Gregson can't stop us investigating at Windybanks. Although something tells me he's not going to be happy about it. To be continued. We have part 4 investigation? Surely. It's a long ass fucking investigation if it is. Yeah, part 4. Fuck me. So long. Well, good thing I stopped last time. I stopped at a good time. 1:26 p.m. Windybanks Pawnbroker. Pawnbrokery. Here we are again at the scene of the crime. Now to thrust these representation papers in Gregson's face and see what he makes of them. Hello again, Inspector? Did you have a minute, please?
What's it now? You should go home and get some rest.
Here you are, Gregsy. Here are the representation papers.
Your ladyship! How? I don't believe it. How the devil did you get that stubborn little ragabash to sign that? I salute you. That was good work, that is.
I can see you've been very busy here as well. How about some tea? It's a special blend designed to relieve fatigue.
Lovely. Well, let's see now. Yes, I hardly feel tired at all. If that is a fiddle, your ladyship.
It'd be alright if we investigated the scene of the crime then.
That was your place! You know where it happened? Through that door behind the counter.
Yes, the storeroom. That's why I discovered Mr. Windybank and Gina.
Right, well, I'll be getting about business then.
You'll be investigating the storeroom as well, Inspector.
Perfectly honest, we need to wrap this up before long. Can't afford to spend too much time on it. There's so many articles to go through, it's taking forever, even with the lads working around the clock.
So I'm gonna give up on Gregson's voice for the sake of my voice. Which is a problem, because there's another case in the yard. The yard needs to investigate urgently. I must see what what Lord Strongheart meant by far more serious matters before. What I'm saying is, don't get under my feet, sunshine.
Come then.
Let us not waste any time. I'm gonna investigate the right side before we go left, because I think we need to, like, investigate the storeroom, like, separately. This is that strange contraption that lets you see pictures of things as if they're right in front of your eyes. Makes you think. Mr. Sholmes gleefully showed it to us yesterday. We were blissfully unaware that any of this was about to happen. Ah, look here. Ooh, high quality.
There's a bullet hole, and I can see the bullet is still lodged in the wall.
Presumably, Mr. Winniebank wasn't practicing with his revolver in his spare time. That blood splatter is, like, concerning. I don't even think Sholmes is that tall, though. How did a blood splatter just like that? Like the policeman next to it, you know? It's like eye level with it. It's weird.
Ah, well. Mr. Sholmes likes to practice in his drawing room whenever he can. He's very patriotic like that.
Sorry?
It's all there in the adventures of Sherlock Sholmes, you know? Isn't that right, Iris? Did I write something like that? Partly in jest, perhaps? In jest? Well, he doesn't do it often. It is quite a dangerous pastime.
He doesn't do it often? He didn't even do it once.
Get that for now, Runa. Let's examine this bullet.
What's this around the bullet hole? Is it blood? Suspicious red stain on the calendar.
Aha! I may well be able to help with that.
What?
There's nothing like the sight of blood to get the blood pumping, is there, Runa?
I have a feeling I'm not as bloody-minded as you, Iris.
Afraid the sight of blood makes my blood run cold. There you have it, you see? When it comes to blood, we're all different types.
Yes, what a scientific observation.
So you need this.
Oh no, what is that scary-looking thing?
Caroline and I haven't actually come up with a name for it yet. But as soon as you see it in action, you'll understand what it does. Watch!
Oh! Color of the bloodstain has changed.
There! Does it make sense now?
Yes, I'm starting to understand.
Good! It works on the principle that different people have different types of blood, do you see? Yes, how wonderful! Chemical it fires combines with the blood and makes it change color, so you can identify whose blood it is that you're looking at in a flash! Oh, what a fabulous invention, Iris! Isn't it? Isn't it? I bet Ginny would say it's bleeding great!
So whose blood are we looking at then?
Well, all the chemicals does is turn the blood a different color, so just find someone whose blood turns the same color and you'll know who it belongs to in a flash.
So like 2 flashes, really, isn't it?
1 flash, 2 flash. This could well turn out to be a very valuable clue. So you must make a note of it in the court record.
Susato! What the hell's your voice? Susato! Wait, I'm not even lying. I'm gonna fucking open up my old stream and like listen to myself. I feel like that isn't gonna change anything though, I'll be honest. It's kind of hard to like recognize how I sound and how to copy it. Susato! Susato! Where's the last stream? Did I make her sound like that? I sound like that? I'm watching back on my own stream, hold on. What? Ah! How do people voice act? What the hell? I really need to refill my water soon. How do I do so? Okay, I'm gonna stop listening to myself. We're just gonna have to bullshit it. Blood samples portfolio. A sample of blood analyzed with a special chemical indicator developed by Mr. Sholmes. Different people's blood turns different colors.
Let's keep testing and adding the results of any other blood analysis to portfolio. As long as I have reagent left, sure.
Oh wait, I know I should keep looking around, but I want to look at this one. I thought it would show other people's one, not just the okay. Oh wait! If it says portfolio, that means we'll pick up more blood around the place, aren't we? We're gonna pick up more blood around the place. Uh-oh. Oh, we can read this. Representation writ? The undersigned, agree to legal representation by the lawyer named hereunder in regard to the following incident. Defendant, Gina 𝐢𝐼, alleged offense, murder of Baker Street pawnbroker. Date of trial, 17th of April, 10 AM. Attorney-in-law, 𝐢𝐧𝐟𝐨 나루호도. Oh. Okay, I'm not gonna look at the photo just yet. I should, but I'm going to ignore it. I think your voice is different from last stream. I hope so. I know I don't have much like vocal range. Like I'm pretty sure to me all the characters sound like the same. I try and make it different as much as I can for my like brain's sake, so that I can differentiate everyone. I hope so. This officer has been staring intently at the wall since before we came in here. Shh! Keep it down! Oh, sorry. Major Cluj is here!
Really? Then we must tell Grexy at once.
As soon as I report it, that'll be it! I'll be stuck here even longer.
Stuck here? What do you mean?
I've been home 2 days already. I need another constable to relieve me and take over me shift.
Ah, they really have a tough time, the British police.
That doesn't stop us investigating though, does it?
No, I suppose not. Really sure it was the calendar he was peering at. We just sprayed it with something. He isn't gonna think it's weird or anything, is he? Fairly sure this contraption was here yesterday as well. Here we are. I'm not confident I can get it closed again.
Oh, yes. That's a floating stereoscope.
Really? There's a stereoscope. Mr. Sholmes showed us a picture yesterday that you were supposed to be able to see in 3 dimensions. For that, he used the great big contraption over there.
Ah, well, that's for use in public houses and places like that. It contains a carousel with all sorts of pictures inside. But this little thing is a much simpler design for use at home. There are special shops selling prints you can use in them. I have a little collection myself.
What if I could make money out of these in Japan? It would be keeping my toilet sparkling clean anyway. For some reason, I just feel... I feel cold and I also feel hot at the same time. It's really annoying. That's why I hate spring. Literally. What is this weather? Let me adjust my seat again. I feel very antsy because of my constant temperature changes.
These shelves are where the pawnbrokers put articles that have been forfeited on display for customers to buy.
Yes, it's a really strange... I could say miscellaneous, but for some reason I can't shorten it. Miscellany? Miscellany? Isn't it? I mean, who would buy this horse statue, for example?
Well, sometimes you can find some real treasures among all the junk, you know? Are you alright, Runa?
Well, it's just... it looks like a collection of useless junk as a whole. When you pick out individual things, you can't help wishing you owned them. Even that horse statue.
That's exactly how the pawnbrokers work. They're very clever.
What horse statue? Oh, right there. Right down. I was looking at the shelves only. Police are scouring every inch of this place by the look of it. Instructions from the yard are to examine every article in the shop and every ledger and book of accounts. Every article? But that's a ridiculous amount of work, surely. We've been hard at it ever since the shop was declared a crime scene in the early hours. We're sifting through it all in shifts at least, but still, we'll be working through the night, that's for sure. Even then, we'll barely have scratched the surface. Crime and a pawnbrokers. Must be every policeman's worst nightmare. It's every copper's worst nightmare, you know? A crime and a pawnbrokers. I guess back then they didn't really have a case of relevant, like, information. You only need to examine relevant stuff. I'm sure this whole, like, a bit here isn't really anything.
That's a music box. Do you have them where you come from, Runa?
Yes, but I've never seen one as large as this in Japan.
Oh well, this will be a treat. Shall we have a listen?
Get to listen to it again. Oh, my chair is weird.
What do you think? Isn't it a pretty sound?
It's a beautiful sound, yes, but it's a little hard to enjoy when all the policemen in the room are giving you fierce looks.
Never mind that. If any of them say anything, I'll tell 𝐢𝐧𝐟𝐨 to have a word.
Iris Wilson, Superintendent of Scotland Yard. Who'd have thought? The bigwig of the fucking police station is actually a 10-year-old child. There's the article ledger here and Mr. Whitneybank's notes and... Huh? What's this? Looks as though someone has left a little photographic print behind.
Oh, look at the back. There's some writing. Is there? Oh, show us, Susie, show us!
·15th February, 10:30 p.m. Article deposited, one gentleman's overcoat. Loan amount paid, £1. Redemption deadline, 15th of April, 10:30 p.m. Gentleman's overcoat pawned for £1? Clearly it was a very fine coat. In fact, I think...
Yes, this must be the ticket for the overcoat that Ginny redeemed yesterday.
And is still wearing, which belonged to Miss McGilded. Would never expected a redemption ticket to be handwritten on the back of a photograph, though.
It seems Mr. Whitneybank just used whatever piece of paper he happened to have in hand.
This photograph of a cat is very familiar, doesn't it? Should have seen the same exact picture somewhere else recently.
Oh yes, you're right, very recently. The same as the one Ginny gave us earlier.
Of course. I was forgetting that she gave us that print.
Well, what are you waiting for then, Mr. Naruto? Get it out!
Alright. Let the cogs turn. They're just slightly different. Ever so slightly different, where the cat is looking away, but then the right one is looking at us. You can also tell because the shadow is different. Yes, they're exactly the same. Well, if the one on the counter was used as a redemption ticket, perhaps the other photograph that Gina gave us has something written on the back too. I mean, we do know that. Let me remember. So, this is the one on the left. The one on the left is what we have. The one on the right is the one on the counter.
Hehe, I've got it. These two photographs had an amazing secret.
Secret? What does she mean?
Must tell Cyrus at once. Hehe, do you really want to know?
Yes, we need you to tell us all you know about this pair of photographs. Well, now we can talk to her. Well, let's investigate everywhere first. Let's look at the photograph too at the back before we talk to her. Look on the back of this print here. There's something written on it.
13th February, 9 PM. Article deposited 1 small box. Loan amount paid 10 shillings. Redemption deadline 13th of April, 9 PM.
So this photographic print is a redemption ticket?
For an article that was deposited 2 days prior to the incident on the omnibus, it would seem.
There's a small box. That doesn't tell us much about it, does it?
Perhaps it contains some valuable mementos? Can't help wondering. Presumably Mr. McGirded never redeemed the article in question since he still had the ticket. So isn't it possible that the box is still present somewhere in the shop?
Ah, yes. If it's something McGirded deposited, we need to investigate. Updated! Pawnbroker's ticket box. A redemption ticket issued from the pawnbrokery owned by the victim, Mr. Windybank, in the form of some handwritten notes on the back of a photograph. It's an adorable little cat. It looks a little like Wagahai. We saw that cats like to curl up inside under the heated kotatsu blanket when it snowed. Maybe British cats are different. Quite literally built diff, but I feel like no matter the weather, cats will like to be all warm and such. The ledger that opens the counter on the counter there is really enormous, isn't it? Must be an awful lot of work to keep track of all these hundreds of items in pawn.
So much to think about. Better to sell it all and have a clear head if you ask me.
Clearly Mr. Windybank was very careful when it came to the articles in his care. Excuse me. Even more so today, my speaking is absolutely horrific because my dry throat. I apologize.
Behind that door is the storeroom, isn't it? That's what 𝐢𝐧𝐟𝐨 said.
Yes, and that's where I saw that dreadful scene last night. With a little window in the door. Mr. Windybank face down on the floor, with Gina beside him.
The accused legal representative?
Susato, I'm so fucked. Susato, we are so fucked. If this is how I've been speaking the entirety of the stream, we're so cooked for the trial. Gina! I'm sorry!
You have the right to examine the scene, Mr. Naruto. You must make a thorough investigation.
Yes, of course, and we will. Behind that door, that's the real scene of the crime.
Don't worry, if there are clues in there, I'll find them.
Can we move into this? We can. Okay. We'll talk to Iris, of course. Pair of photographs. Iris, about these two photographic prints. The one we found here on Mr. Windybank's counter and the one Gina gave us before. What is this amazing secret you mentioned that's hidden between these two identical prints?
Actually, that's not quite right.
Sorry?
If you look carefully, the two prints aren't the same. Not exactly.
They're not?
Have another look at them now. Can you see that they're just slightly different from each other?
I think so. It's very subtle though.
What's the reason for the subtle difference between the two prints? Well, it's because they're set, you see?
No, I don't. You're talking about the box thing, right?
This pair of photographs is meant to use in a stereoscope. Everyone in London is raving about them at the moment.
Ah, stereoscope. What if I've heard that word before recently? 5 minutes ago, Rinosuke! Use that little brain of yours!
Ah, yes, that's what Mr. Sholmes showed us yesterday. You see, there it is, just over there.
Yes, of course, that magical machine that makes pictures look almost real enough to touch.
Well, actually, it's quite possible to see the same depth in pictures even without one of those contraptions.
What, really?
Do you know how a pair of photographic prints can appear to have any depth in the first place?
No, I have no idea.
Oh, wonderful. Then I'll be able to tell you.
She's over the moon, bless her. You let her explain though? We really need to carry on investigating the scene.
I, for one, simply have to know.
Alright, sure. How stereoscopic prints work? What if it helps with investigation, huh, Rinosuke?
Have you ever considered, Brunei? How I see depths in the world around us.
Well, I just opened them. And it works.
But the reason it works is because we have two eyes.
2 eyes? Shocking.
If you try closing just one eye at a time, I think you'll see straight away what you see with your left eye and what you see with your right eye are ever so slightly different. You get a different view with each eye.
I was looking at that! I closed my eyes as she was talking. So I didn't see a difference. I only saw it slightly when I opened my eyes before the thing moved. Oh, why did I do that? Rip immersion.
Yes, the position of objects seem to shift slightly. Exactly, and in your head, your brain uses that shift to estimate depth as it merges the two views into one.
Iris, my mouth hurts.
That's how we can sense depth in everything we see.
Oh, my brain really is amazing, isn't it? There's so much without telling me.
I think I see. So the pair of photographs consists of a left eye view and a right eye view. Is that right? Oh, well done, CZ. You're so quick.
So if you can persuade your brain to merge the two pictures together in your head, you'd be able to see depth in these prints?
Yes, Runa, you're beginning to understand.
And a stereoscope's function is to act as your brain and allow you to do just that.
Yes, but as long as you have 2 images, 2 eyes, and 1 brain, you can actually do it yourself without needing a stereoscope at all.
You can? Really? How to view stereoscopic prints?
Let's try it. Let's see if you can view this pair of prints without the help of a stereoscope.
Oh yes, I'm dying to have a go. Sister-san really loves this kind of thing.
You need to be able to cross your eyes. That's the main thing. Can you both do that?
Cross my eyes? I think I can.
Watch me and see if you can copy. Make your eyes do this.
Oh god, this is creepy.
Alright, let me try. Are you ready, Mr. 𝐴ₚ
This is a fucking scene right here. This is psyching me the fuck out.
There. How's that? Whatever. Now it's your turn, Rena. The trick is to concentrate on looking at the bridge of your nose with both eyes at the same time.
Not exactly an easy task when two people are staring at you cross-eyed. Oh god, that spooked me out.
Alright, that's enough practice. Now let's try it. Try it looking at the prints. Start by staring at one print and slowly crossing your eyes. You should see two overlapping images like this. You try it now, Reno.
Just going to give it a try, I suppose.
Did the print split into two images for you? Now the next step is put the pair of prints side by side like this, and then try crossing your eyes again. The prints should slowly merge together until they form a new single image in the center. Yes! Mr. 𝐴ₚ, it works! I can see it in the middle now. It looks so real. Oh, I could look at it all day.
You would advise that. Your eyes might start to hurt.
Your turn, Rena. Pretend you're looking through the two pictures and slowly cross your eyes. Keep adjusting the position of your eyes until the two images overlap exactly in the middle.
Actually trying to do it is very freaky. Hold on, let me do it. They're not merging for me. Like this, is it?
There, you managed it. So now you know how stereoscopic images work. I don't know how who discovered it, but it really is quite extraordinary. So, what do you think of these stereoscopic prints then, Reno?
They're certainly amazing, but it isn't easy to get the knack of viewing them properly.
No, some people find it easier than others. But that's why contraptions like this exist, where people find it tricky. I recognize that. I saw one over there yesterday, didn't we? If I remember correctly, you press this little knob here. And set the pair of photographs in this stand at the back end.
Still amazing, even though I know roughly how it works. Works now. I'm trying to think, what does this mean? Why do we have stereoscopic... Why are we learning about this?
Well, London seems to agree with you. Stereoscopes are very popular at the moment. You can find one of these folding contraptions in lots of households in the capital currently.
But these little machines are so affordable. Surely there's no need to go around staring cross-eyed at pictures like you hate them.
But it's much more satisfying to be able to see the effect with your own eyes. Well, I think so in any case.
Stereoscopic pictures! Never even heard of them until yesterday. We certainly learned a lot about them, but I wonder if it's knowledge that I'll ever actually need. Oh! Second white cat photograph. A photograph depicting a sweet little white cat. I feel as though I have another print just like this one. You don't feel! You know! You know you have it! Don't say it like that! Well, it is technically gone now, isn't it? Let's read it. Let's... There's a second of the two photographic prints of the cat. Really does look like Wagahai. Looks exactly the same as the first photograph at first glance. Suppose that's what's so compelling. Actually, now with both pictures, I could have another go at viewing them as a stereoscopic image. So I need to cross my eyes to try to get the two cats to merge in the middle as one. Such a hard thing to do. Whoever thought of this in the first place must have spent a long time staring. The way they get the pictures back up for you to look at. This is a ticket that Gina brought in here yesterday. Yes, having been entrusted to her by Mr. McGilded 2 months earlier. Article deposited, one gentleman's overcoat, and the other redemption ticket was in the pocket of that coat. Yes, for a small box. Deposited 2 days before the omnibus incident. Could that have anything to do with all of this? Okay, no, it's the same. Let me examine this.
Snowdor? I don't know if you noticed, but there's something rather troubling here.
I have noticed.
The red smear. You mean?
Yes, it looks like blood, doesn't it? I wonder if Susato-san had picked up on that. Well, it's fucking blatantly obvious, but I agree. Well, in that case...
Yes, we need Iris.
We should show this to her before we forget. Oh my god, that's true. I forgot. Okay, I need this, like, wired into my brain. Knock. Any blood we see, we need to show it to Iris. I need to think of this. I need to think of her as, like, Emma.
Oh, that looks like blood.
I'd say it's from a gloved finger, but almost certainly a glove made of leather.
Well, don't worry, Runa. You can leave the rest to me. Ah!
Oh, it's a different color. Look at that.
Yes, that's a color we haven't seen before, has it?
Is it?
Isn't it? We must simply add it to the portfolio of blood samples. It could be an important clue. Although, it would be nice to find out whose blood these different colors just correspond to at some point.
Oh, this particular stain of blood?
You have an idea, haven't you? Do you know whose blood this is?
No idea! I'm not thinking. How could I? We don't have a known sample of the same color. Without that, it's impossible to know.
Oh, how very vexing. I wonder...
What?
Well, it's true that the color doesn't help us. But what about, considering how the mark came to be there in the first place? You might have an idea about that. Mightn't you, Bruno?
If you keep staring at me like that, no.
Let's try that again, shall we? You have an idea, haven't you?
Forced to say yes, the illusion of choice. Yes, I have an idea whose blood it is. Not from the color it turned out, but with a little deduction.
That's right. I think it's clear.
Iris, you know as well?
You first, Runo. Who do you think it belongs to?
Alright, I believe this is the blood of Magnus Begilded, Jenna Lestrade, Thrice-Fired Mason, Pop Windy Bank. I think it's Windy Bank, no?
You think somehow it could be Mr. Windybank's blood?
Well, he would have been the last person to have handled the ticket. Sometimes the simplest answer is the right one.
But Mr. Windybank had no injuries before he was shot, that is. We're trying to work out on who the blood came from, so we can rule out anyone who hadn't been bleeding straight away.
Who had been bleeding? I'm genuinely not thinking. I'm so focused on, like, my voice to not, like, die out.
Perhaps it's not a concept you can really grasp unless you bled before yourself.
Funnily enough, I have accidentally cut myself before, but thanks for the mildly threatening advice, Iris. Who didn't know was bleeding at the time? Who was bleeding at the time? Oh, yesterday, not last night, like yes, in the day. Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. I've already forgot the context of the ticket. This is the redemption ticket. Was Gina bleeding? She... I think the events in my head is like not the exact same as what I should be thinking here. Gloves? Yeah, she wasn't injured. That's why I'm confused. I'm actually so fucking stupid, bro. Why is my brain not working? I'm so glad I don't. A trial isn't today. This guy was dead. This was the same night, so is it Magnus? Magnus McGilded when he handed... Did he hand this back to Gina?
Mr. McGilded?
Oh, hi, Poker Castle! Sorry. I was busy being stupid. How are you? Nice to see you again. Yes, after all, this redemption ticket belonged to him.
Oh, you don't think? You mean that during the incident on the omnibus?
Yes, I expect so. It's a very clear print and no small amount of blood. So it must have resulted from a fairly serious accident, such as he might have sustained on the omnibus.
What? Wait, but if I remember rightly, no sign of injury was found on Mr. McGilded at all.
Oh.
I'm trying to work out who the blood came from, so you can rule out anyone who hadn't been bleeding straight away.
Wait, the actual dead guy after chosen every single incorrect option? Thrice fired Mason? The dead guy?
You don't sound very sure of yourself the way you traveled up there.
Well, it was 2 months ago now, that case. And of course I'd never met the victim, so I'm struggling to remember his name. It's definitely thrice fired, though.
The victim? Of the omnibus case? Yes, his name was indeed Mr. Thrice-Fired Mason. But that would mean that this bloodstain was left on the ticket 2 months ago.
Yes, I think it was. Gina brought this ticket here to Windybanks yesterday, suggesting that the bloodstain was already on it at the time.
So this mere blood from the time that Mr. Mason was killed 2 months ago. Something else is coming back to me now. Mr. McGilded was also wearing leather gloves that night.
Oh shit, he was! Where that blood stain is! Oh, fuck. Certainly does look like a leather gloved thumbprint, this mark. But you know that Mr. McGilded had no injuries at the time anywhere on his body. from which we can conclude that any blood on the glove belonged to the victim, Mr. Mason.
Snaroro, you sound just like Mr. Sholmes.
Minus the quirky slip-ups, I hope.
Yes, I think you're right, Rena. Very well, let's make a note of this.
Updated. Then ticket issued from the pawnbroker owned by the victim, Mr. Windybank. The blood on it has been identified as Mr. Mason's. 2 samples of blood. I think we can move out now, unless we can try and go back into the room. Oh, no, I forgot you have to move, not... But we can go straight into the room now, I think. Hold on, let me drink water. Grandpa just got a new phone and now he's calling me like every 3 minutes with a new complaint. Our response technician set it to our local language instead of English. Is that bad? But that's kind of sweet, he keeps calling. I don't blame him. When I get something new, I can't help but fiddling around with it a lot. Isn't a big issue for him, but it certainly makes stuff harder to explain for me. Oh, I already speak a weird hybrid of English. Very bad vocab in it. Oh, okay, I get it. They keep asking for help with the phone and stuff, right? I get that so badly. You reminded me of a situation where I had to give my old phone. I had to give one of my old phones, and then my mother was also gifting her old phone to our family, our relatives. And then when they asked me for help, the phone would already be like resetted, right? But then it'd be reset to like Vietnamese. So their language. So when they would ask for help from me, I can't read Vietnamese. I can only like broken like speak it, like speak in broken like vocab. So when they give me the device, I just look at it and get so damn lost because I can't read anything. It was really funny having to get my own phone. Like, thankfully we gave them iPhones, so all I had to do was get my own phone and then just like side by side in comparison look through it and be like, oh, okay, so this is what's in the settings and this is where I should be going. But there was a good amount of times where I didn't have my phone and I just have to like bullshit my way through. Got there in the end. Good job, past me. Don't recommend at all though. Don't do that. I got so lost. It didn't help that I didn't really understand. I don't go through the iPhone settings a lot either, so I was really lost on where I was going. Oh dear. Windybank's storeroom. Poor Iris. She's clammed up completely. Iris is bound to find this difficult. After all, Mr. Windybank's life was taken in this very room only last night. Ah! Did he- Wait, Inspector! Was it now, Sunshine? He took one look at me and tried to run away. Think a Scotland Yard inspector would run away from some jumped up little defense lawyer, do ya? I just, well... Never seen her ladyship looking like that before is the thing. Didn't know what to say to her. You weren't running away from me, you were running away from a 10-year-old. Wording. I'm afraid this is, all a little too much for young Iris.
Some gentle reassurance might go a long way perhaps, Inspector.
Huh? Don't trouble yourself unduly, your ladyship. I mean, at least you're not dead, are you? I don't think that went very well. Why? Look, I'm in the middle of an investigation here, Sunshine. I told you not to get under my feet.
And we have been investigating, and we have investigating to do ourselves.
Yes, I'd like to hear more of what the socially inept inspector has to say.
Oh, Hurley.
Inquire into how much Mr. Sholm's operation is going. Can we investigate while he's here, or shall we? Got all these articles that have been deposited. The room is stuffed full of them.
Can't believe how many, there are. Bicycle, a gramophone, musical instruments, even some enormous paintings. Look. Pieces of different people's lives, quietly gathering dust in here together. Look very peaceful about the atmosphere in here. Or at least there would be, if not for the chalk outline on the floor and the policeman shuffling around. Not much you can do about that, Sunshine? Put on my language, but boy, it sucks to read it in its own script. You always have to read Latin script for Vietnamese. I mean... I do understand what you mean though. Inscript is like such a pain in the eyes to look and read for long. If I remember correct, I'm still going to search it up just to remind if I'm thinking the right thing. Yeah, I can understand. That's kind of half the reason why I feel like I would never be able to learn language. And the alphabet and the script is just completely different. How? How do people read it? I think that's really impressive. But yeah. I ain't even managed to study it for years and now thankfully it's gone. Aww. That's impressive still. Doesn't help though, to be fair. Some languages what? How do I put, how do I say this? When it's text on a device, sometimes it's not like properly, what's the word? Formatted? It's not properly formatted. So it will start to like look weird and doesn't line up properly. Thankfully, technology is advanced now, so most languages you can actually read them. But I think a lot about how in like games and whatnot, how different like the font is for some of the like different languages that you can switch between. Just so that, one, it displays, two, it's readable, and then like, three, for it to like fit into like the game's aesthetic. Because sometimes, just sometimes, some games, the font face is very, the typography isn't, you know, normal and readable. And I just remember a lot of games just having issues like that. But I think it's impressive how much it's changed over the years. Oopsie. This is just one area to examine? Yes, apparently.
Jesus Christ, there really isn't much to examine here at all. This was okay. All of this, okay. So it's like 2 things we can investigate? 3 things. Box, body, gun. It's a bit sad. Excuse me. Out of all the articles in the storeroom, that's the only thing that shows any sign of being ransacked. Where is it, Iris?
It's the box file that my manuscript was being kept in. Oh?
Iris's unpublished story, The Hand of the Baskervilles. Surely that's not what all this... The thing from last night.
Must check inside the box at once. Yes.
Ah?
It was there. Iris's story was there.
Really, it was? Well, that's good news, isn't it, Iris?
Yes. I mean, of course I believed Hurley when he said he deposited it here, but still, it's a relief to actually see it.
Really? Because that's not a very well hidden frown. Iris's story manuscript, a long unpublished story that Mr. Sholmes deposited at the pawnbrokery of the victim, Mr. Windybank. It's entitled, The Hound of the Baskervilles. Guess we'll read about that one later. This is her revolver, a real one.
And quite possibly the murder weapon used to take Mr. Windybank's life. What's the matter, Susie? You and Bruno look like you're about to faint. Well, it's just that I've rarely seen a gun in the flesh.
And I've had issues with guns in the past. Anyway, we saw Mr. Windybank with this yesterday, didn't we? This is his revolver, isn't it? I swear to God, if there's one bullet missing from it, we're very fucked. Must be the same gun. Last night, when I looked through the spy hole in the door to the storeroom here, that was the same gun I saw in Gina's hand.
Mr. Windybank told us that he'd only ever had a single bullet loaded in his revolver, didn't he? Well, it's empty now. The one and only bullet he had in his gun has been fired.
So you can be fairly certain that only a single shot was fired from this revolver. That's not good! That's not good! Police have marked the position of the body with a chalk line.
Poor Mr. Windybank. He was a nice old man.
Well, it was shot just once to the heart. More likely, the fellow died instantly. He wouldn't have felt a thing. This must be his blood, then.
Ah! I like to ask at such a wretched time, Iris, but I wonder if perhaps... Don't worry, Susie. I'm ready for action.
They're all different colors. But we know at least that blue means this should be Windybanks's. This is Windybank's blood.
So now we know the color the chemical turns when it reacts with Mr. Windybank's blood. And it doesn't match our analysis of the bloodstain we found in the main shop. No, but let's add the sample to the others we've already collected anyway.
3 samples updated. Iris?
Don't worry, I'm alright. But we must find the true culprit. Yes, absolutely.
I'm cold and then I'm hot and I'm cold and then I'm hot. I hate this weather. Spring! Hold on, let me fully wear this. I swear to God, if I start sweating, all of a sudden. I'm gonna be annoyed. I was half wearing this because of the weird temperature changes I keep feeling. I didn't want to fully put it on just yet. But I think I'm cold enough now. Should I just stand outside for a bit? Make sure that my body's like fully cold. Hey, the scene of the crime. So, Inspector, what do you make of this crime scene here? Sure, you got eyes, haven't you? Use them! It is what it looks like, nothing more, nothing less. Iris, could you lend me a hand?
So, 𝐢𝐧𝐟𝐨, what do you make of the crime scene here?
Yes, your ladyship. Do allow me to humbly explain. Last night, shortly after the hour of 1 o'clock in the morning, Scotland Yard Police attended the scene. The one and only door to the storeroom was found locked from the inside. So it was locked from the inside.
The lock appears to be broken now, though. Was that the police officer's doing?
Quite right, ma'am. Quite right. We took the liberty of smashing the door in as humbly as possible. Oh. As you can see, the victim was discovered prostrate on the floor. I clicked by accident, and I'm talking too fast. Thuswise, next to the aforementioned body, we discovered the vial got a child.
Are you talking about Ginny? She's my friend, Gina, Inspector.
Miss Lestrade, the hapless girl, was curled up on the floor, dead to the world. She's still alive, you know. Yes, when I saw her, she appeared to be unconscious. I'm afraid to say she had the gun that was used in her hand.
Oh.
Presumably, it's the gun that's still down there on the floor now. In our pocket, we found the key to the door as well. What? The key to the storeroom?
And you say the storeroom has been locked from the inside, Inspector?
Correct. Of all which leaves her ladyship's friend. In something of a sticky situation, I'm afraid. Obviously, my personal opinion is that it's all some sort of misunderstanding. Of course it is, Inspector. Of course it is. Chom's operation. Can we visit him yet?
𝐢𝐧𝐟𝐨, you know anything about 𝐻𝐿𝐴? Is the operation finished? Is 𝐻𝐿𝐴 alright? Is he?
Well, the thing is,
Omit your words, Inspector, please. You don't mean to say that Mr. Sholmes is...
No, the operation's done and dusted! It's just, oh,
with it?
yes, ma'am! They use something called general, anesthetic. It's the latest thing, renders the whole body insensitive. Whole body? Anesthesia... Anesthesia... I can't! Why can I never speak? Anesthetized? What the fuck? Is that even possible? His operation can be completed while the patient is fast asleep.
Goodness, is the Empire of Japan. In the Empire of Japan, we could just manage to provide laughing gas for a tooth extraction.
The trouble is, the latest thing isn't always the greatest thing, if you follow my meaning. They could get the medication to work out first, so it took hours for him to nod off, so... Or so I hear. They couldn't. Now the op's finished, they can't get him to wake up, apparently.
My.
No one knows if it's the anesthetic still in his system or if the bloke's just plain exhausted. Anyway, all they can do is stand back and watch until he comes round again.
𝐻𝐿𝐴.
When he opens his eyes, your ladyship, I swear I shall get word of you. What a surprise. Even in the matters of life and death, Mr. Sholmes has to do things his way. I guess that's all. We don't really have much of a choice. Shall we go to the hospital anyways? Never mind. Instead, I will read the manuscript. The Hound of the Baskervilles. How did Sisato-san know the exact title of this unpublished story? I suppose I just have to wait until she's ready to explain it to me. I hit the desk. I apologize, but if we want to talk about my theory, I think it has to do with what? What was I thinking? The first case that we ever did? The first trial, sorry. The first trial that we ever had. I'm sorry. Her little signature is so cute. But there's not much that we can really read here, huh? Oh well. Can we present anything to him, maybe? Look at our story! Is that what I think it is? Your ladyship's latest?
Yes, my latest story. It's called The Hound of Baskervilles.
Oh, most fascinating title, your ladyship. Fascinating! And I don't suppose... Would there be any mention of my humble self in this tale, in the tale this time?
Good question. I can't really remember.
I see. Well, why would your ladyship? I'll just wait its publication with eager anticipation. You don't worry, Inspector. I'm sure if you do appear, you won't be doing anything particularly remarkable. You're looking to be arrested, Sunshine? I didn't mean it like that. And even if I did, you wouldn't have bitten her ladyship's head off, would you? Can we present our own thing?
Oh, my manuscript.
Mr. Sholmes said he deposited it at Windy Banks, and he had.
But it's so strange. What is it about this particular story? I worked so hard on it. Why would Hurley say I can't publish it?
I'm afraid I have no idea. All you can do is wait until it's ready to tell you, I suppose.
Oh, maybe. It's because Hurley isn't in it enough. Maybe I didn't give him enough good lines.
Yes, maybe. Wish I could say that definitely isn't the reason, but I can't. I'm going to visit everywhere, and if nothing's changed, that means I probably have to, like, present something. Oh dear, we're very fucked. Yeah? Oh, is she in questioning? There's probably dialogue about her in questioning. Jim doesn't appear to be here.
Though she must be in questioning at the moment. Oh, but wait a minute.
What is it, Iris?
Well, if you examine the scene here carefully, there's another possibility, isn't there? Ginny could have slipped the key from the jailer when he wasn't looking and escaped.
Oh my! Why would she do something like that? It would only make her situation worse.
Calm down, Runa. I was only joking, of course.
Oh. Ugh. You had me worried there. Thought it was a great deduction.
Guess it must be your way with words, Iris. You're so wonderfully persuasive. Perhaps you don't fully understand the weight of your the weight your words carry. Oh dear, I'm sorry. I suppose a light-hearted great detective is a contradiction in terms.
Well, in the same situation, I'm sure Mr. Sholmes would have just thrown his head back and... go forward? Oh my god.
I'm entirely sure that's helpful, Mr. Nahuador.
Well, anyway, looks like we won't be able to talk to Gina for a while. We should try to make progress with our investigation in the meantime. Forward? Genuinely never seen that word before.
Yes, come along then, Runa. Come along, Susie.
Wow, nothing to do here. We definitely don't need to be here. We definitely don't need to be here. I have to present something to someone, or I forgot to examine something. Damn, this is the first time in a really long time that I haven't probably gone through an investigation. Or I guess because in here it doesn't give you like the list of things to do like it did in thing. In the Polar Justice trilogy. Let me examine the area again. It's a no, meaning I have to examine something. Not examine, I mean present something. I am examining. It's a script of Hindi if you're wondering. How to read on digital devices. Yep, it sure is. There's definitely a Humpty Dumpty translation. Please don't translate. It took me forever to type. Lucky for you. I'm still gonna do it. What the fuck? Bro! Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall and fell to his death. The miyuu came and stole his body and sold it. That was the Google translation. Huh? Wait, if you translated my name into which part is my name? I'll forgive the slander if you can show me what miyuu in Hindu looks like. Also, hi Apollo. Sorry for the delay on the BR update. No, you're fine. If you're busy, it's completely fine. All right, always. It's okay to put the update on the back burner for a bit. I prefer to read something when you're not like stress writing it. All right, dude. Don't worry about it. Whenever you do update, we look forward to when it comes, but no stress. All right, no pressure. But hope you're doing well. Is that miyuu? Is that miyuu in Hindu? Oh. I'm going to copy and write that down for myself because I think that's interesting. That's so cool. It's so cool to see like names, different names in other languages. Haha. All right, slander forgiven. Does it? Actually, no, that was a stupid question. I won't say that. Never mind. even though that sentence was written as a joke at me. Thank you, anyways. Okay. Also, even if I did do that, you wouldn't know where the body is. I'm good at hiding stuff. I'm at the point where I feel like I should just present everything, huh? What if I just present everything to I'm gonna present everything to Gregson and just hope for the best. Okay, yeah, it's all the same. I'm just gonna click through all of it. Alright.
Quick, 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 quick. Quick, 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 quick.
Please, I don't know how to progress the story. I don't know what I'm supposed to be presenting. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, what we have on us at the moment is, like, not relevant. Maybe I have to talk to Iris, I think. I didn't miss anything, do I? Or do I have to go to someone else? Oopsie. I'm Inspector? What do you make of this? What have we then? A redemption ticket for an article deposit here, is it? Looks like someone ran out of office stationery and wrote the ticket on whatever paper was to hand. Yes, this is the ticket for 𝐢𝐧𝐟𝐨's overcoat, the one that little diver turned up with yesterday. Oh, actually, no, it's not. Really? Think you know better than me, do you? No, I didn't mean to.
Bruno's right, Grexy. It isn't the same ticket.
Of course it isn't, of course it isn't. I never doubted you, your ladyship. So, what's all this about then, if I might be so so bold as to ask?
This is a second ticket.
I bit my tongue. Excuse me. The second one? Seems that Mr. 𝐢𝐧𝐟𝐹 in fact had another article in storage here at Windy Banks. Is that right?
I think we need to discuss this further with Inspector Mr. 𝐢𝐴.
Oh good, because he's ever so easy to talk to. Hey, we did it! Okay, progression.
Me in Russian too? Hell yeah!
Well, that's interesting. The M is uppercase. Does Russian have upper and lowercase alphabet or stuff? Out of curiosity, putting it into the translation. It's funny how the translation always does just with one U, because the extra U that I added into my name was just for the fuck of it. Also, I don't know if I hit the mic there. I apologize if I did. Hi Phoenix, how are you? Yes, it does to the uppercase and lowercase thing. Interesting. Clearly, I didn't look at Russian text a lot. Hell, even during that the second case in this game, when we got to see the Russian text, I don't remember any of it, and I didn't see if there was any upper or lowercase text. Oopsie. I wasn't meant to cancel, so I tried going back, and then I still went into the wrong thing. Redemption ticket. This ticket was in one of the pockets of Mr. 𝐢𝐴's overcoat. Eh? You mean to tell me? Yes, there was more than just the music box disc, it seems. Should insist on the lads taking it back to the yard and examine it properly.
Well, according to the details in this ticket, Mr. 𝐢𝐴 deposited another article here with Mr. Windy Bank.
You can see it written here. Small box, wasn't it?
You have any idea where it is, Grexy? Any idea at all?
I forgot already that we were trying to look for it.
It's another article belonging to Mr. 𝐢𝐴. It could be an important clue.
Well, yes, I suppose it could be. You guys don't want to investigate anymore because you need to go do another investigation? Please stop looking at me with those big turquoise eyes, all full of hope and expectation. It's a little too much pressure. I'll lose me marbles, I will. I'll go barking. Gregson. It's no time for dark impressions, Spectre. It's enough sauce from you, sunshine. There's one thing that springs to mind. According to the sticker, the redemption deadline's already passed, hasn't it?
Oh yes, of course. Articles are only held for 2 months.
The small box will no longer be in here then. That's right. It's been forfeited.
Which means it could be on the shelves in the front of the shop where the forfeited items are offered for sale.
Shelves in the front, must search them at once. I'm just thinking, hopefully no one bought it, did they? You're wasting your time. There are dozens of little boxes out there, hundreds even. We can't possibly know which one might have been McGilded's. The information's not written in the ledger.
Well, I think we should at least have a look just in case.
Of course, ladyship, of course! Very sensible of you, I'm sure. It's getting old. Oh my god. Oh.
Ah!
First of all, it was Janosuke. I thought it was Iris. Oh no, it is Iris. So, I did read it. Did read it in time.
Nearly jumped out of my skin there. How can Mr. Windybank set such a wicked trap?
Doubt he set out to scare anyone.
Is that really the time? I think perhaps we should pay Gina another visit soon.
Oh?
Trial is tomorrow. We must establish whether or not you will be defending her. I think we should ask her one more time. She may have changed her mind. Don't you remember Runo? He told her she could rip up the representation papers if she didn't want you to be her lawyer.
Really? Did I say that?
Yes, you did. Deadline for submitting the paperwork is fast approaching.
In that case, we better hurry back to the prison and talk to Gina again. So we won't ever be able to see Hurley? Oh, that actually makes me kind of sad. He's just comatose, I guess, at the moment. Missed the opportunity to write a slur there. You wouldn't. You would not do that. Hell, what you've written there already is quite yikes as it is. So, accusing me of stealing a dead body. Simp. The inspector kind of is like that, huh? Towards Iris. It's really funny though. I think it's funny how he like outright just says in front of Iris as well, like, well, yeah, my pay, my salary fucking doubled, so of course I'm gonna have to act on my best behavior in front of you. And he's completely okay with just continuing with that little facade. I wonder. I don't think he'll ever be able to like live it down is the funny thing. Cause she'll probably keep making those stories for as long as she lives. Well, as long as Sholm's alive, I feel, but maybe she'll continue it. Gina, good. You're back.
Please must have finished questioning her then. Oh, how was it, Ginny? Was it awful?
It didn't bother me. Thank you for the papers you signed before. It meant we were able to investigate at Windybanks. Oh, right.
Don't you want to know how we got on? We've been ever so busy.
What's the point in asking? Wouldn't change what everyone's saying, that I did it.
That's not...
Gina, we came to ask you for your final decision. What decision? At tomorrow's trial. You let me defend you or not?
I'll submit the paperwork now if you'd like Mr. Naruto to represent you.
Right, I see. She really lost her fight all of a sudden. I know what that feels like. The worry is just so hard to bear. I think a lawyer understanding a defendant's situation is like quite reassuring, don't you think? But the fact that a lawyer had been in the defendant once is also a different kind of worry. Like, you got a kiss or something? That's not a really good record to have on paper. Well, like, yeah, but like, that anxiety you're feeling? Real. I get what you mean. You know? Maybe not exactly like that, but yeah. There's someone in live that can chat. Sometimes, yeah. Everyone can come in and out whenever they can, so I don't mind sometimes if people need to like dip out and whatnot. Thankfully though, it's just investigating right now. All the intense stuff will happen during the trial, which I might not do today, I'll be honest, just because my throat, if I go through a trial now, I might die. I did want to do more, but I shouldn't push myself. I know better not to, especially because I did a fucking 9-hour stream last time. I better not push myself. Need to get my schedule back on track. But it sucks. I want to do the trial to see what happens. Since it's Gina specifically, she doesn't want anyone representing her. What were you uncovered? Sorry, it was supposed to be okay. Immersion.
Alright then. Blimey, give it a rest with the eyes, Iris. So come on then. Fill us in. Who done it?
Unfortunately, we don't know that yet.
You don't say. We don't know yet, Gina. But Mr. NaRuHoDo and all of us know that you are innocent of this crime. And while we haven't yet managed to work out who the real culprit is, there are a number of interesting facts that we have managed to establish. Oh yeah? Like what? Well, for example, reason for you being there in the first place. I think I know now why you broke into Windybanks that night. Looks like I'm gonna have to take some evidence that clearly reveals the reason. Thrust it in Gina's face, or I could present it to her, can't I suppose?
Nah, thrust it! That's what you do as a lawyer. Present! Show it off like you'd show off your badge. Not that we have a badge, we have an armband. Anyways, we found this in Mr. Windybank's storeroom. A manuscript of Iris's latest story.
Right. Well, that's good then.
Curiously, the storeroom at Windybanks showed no sign of being ransacked for items of value or the like. With one exception. The box file that housed the manuscript. It was you, wasn't it, Gina? You broke open the box containing the manuscript last night. You determined to find out whether or not the Hound of Baskervilles was really there. That's the real reason you broke into the storeroom last night, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us what happened, please? Iris's manuscript.
Alright, yeah, this Baskerville story. It's the latest Sholmes adventure, right? It ain't been printed yet, so I figured it's gotta be worth a fair few pieces of silver, right? Oh yes, at least 5,000 pounds. What?
So you intended to sell Iris's manuscript, did you?
No, Ginny, how could you? What? Wait, no, hang on. Of course I wasn't gonna sell it. All I wanted to do was find out if the mantle script, or whatever you call it, whether it was there or not. That's the only reason I was in the place. Read! For Iris' sake, isn't that right?
We knew why you'd done it from the start, Gina. Of course we did.
But I knew you wouldn't do anything mean like that, Ginny. I just knew it. Well,
when I saw the manuscript in the storeroom, it reminded me of what you said the night before. She probably feels bad for planting that seed of doubt in Iris.
Oh, Ginny, that was so sweet of you.
Alright, alright. I'll tell you why I did it. Just stop looking at me like that, Iris. Hi, Borg! Is it the famous feet? No? Why would you call me that? That's the other me. Don't worry about it. It's not me. But how are you? Did I mute? I shouldn't have. Not gonna lie. I always have like this, I feel like every streamer goes through this fucking fear of accidentally muting yourself and then just talking for hours before realizing. I always try to make sure to look over at OBS to see if everything is fine. Not just the mute, but just the stream in general. But sometimes I get too immersed in the story and then I forget. So far, no accidents yet. Knock on wood. Imagine. Got the wrong person. Bye bye. I mean, you're off. You're fine to run off, but just out of curiosity. This implies that you're trying to find the feet sniffer. So, why would you want to find the feet sniffer? Not me. I would never do that. And sniff other thing. No, don't enable that thought. I need to stop. I need to stop making jokes and going for a bit. Starting to paperwork once again. No. I'm assuming you're all better now though, are you? Suck straight back to paperwork though. But hopefully your schedule is okay. You won't die to sickness again. Might have weekend once again. Oh no. Emergency, but at least I get my night shift again. Oh, that's good. At least you're prepared. If you know that at least this weekend you're prepared, rather than like immediately the next day. You in the next few hours, actually, if anything, that was your situation. You gotta keep working. Aww. Ask the sniffer some questions. I'm not gonna press on what those questions are. God forbid I accidentally answer them. What? You mean the truth? Better now, the mental is back at 90%, not 100%. Close enough! But good to know you're better now. That's good, that's good. Representation papers? We already have representation papers and other documents we need. All we have to do is hand them to the court clerk. That is, if you allow me to represent you in court tomorrow. Don't bother.
Ginny.
Why is like, I know she's not trusting of adults, but fuck. She knows what will happen to her, no? Rip him up and chuck him, would ya? Then representation papers, or whatever they call it. Whatever they're called. They still ain't fancy enough to have a bin. What will you do in court tomorrow? I'll be fine on my own.
I don't think you will be.
Look, it don't matter. What's gonna happen is gonna happen. There's one stubborn pickpocket. Reason for breaking in. Well, because of virus, that's not why I did it. I just wanted to know the truth, that's all. Wanted to know if Mr. Sholmes is being honest. If he'd really deposited the manuscript. When she says mantle, like, whatever. It's stuck in my head now. Manuscript by Windy Banks. It's like I told you the night before. Never had a father. But Iris's lot ain't like mine. She's got a dad. Only she can't see him. And I reckon that's gotta be harder. That's why she writes stories. About her dad, really? That's what it sounded like to me, anyway. Last night when I was listening to what you were saying.
Stories? About Daddy?
You mean they're not the adventures of a great detective? As much as the adventures of a great detective and his trusty partner? Well, that's how I see it, yeah.
You're so thoughtful and so kind, Jenny.
Yes, we never thought any differently, did we?
Look! Give it a rest, will ya? I hate all this chubby nonsense. You hear? I hate it.
I don't trust no one, right? That's how I work. Because if you don't trust no one can let you down. So leave me alone. Go on, Scupper. I didn't notice until now, but it's unmistakable. Right there. Both sleeves of that overcoat. By some very suspicious red stains. What? Why are you looking at me like that? It might be worth presenting some of our other findings in that area to Gina now. We never got to see the inside of her sleeves until now? Wait, really? Ask them is... Oh, I'm not finishing that. I'm not finishing that sentence. Well, for anyone else that wants to answer Borg about that, that question, yeah, feel free to answer. I will not be saying a single thing. No. What am I presenting? Would it be the blood sample? That was my first thought. Or is it this one? The ticket, the blood, because this is. Do you see this pawnbroker's ticket, Gina? It's the one you took to Windy Banks, isn't it? The one for that black overcoat that you're wearing now. Eh? What that? I don't know. They all look the same to me, those tickets. Surely not. Well, this one has a very obvious mark on it that would appear to be blood. Eh? Does that ring any bells? I dunno. It all looks the same to me, blood. They all sound the same to me, these answers. Suspicious. Those stains on the sleeves of your new coat, Gina. They're blood, aren't they? Not that I know whose blood yet.
What?
Blood? It's not Hodor. You don't appear to have any obvious wounds yourself, though. So could it be that... Could be blood that splattered from Mr. Windybank when he was shot last night.
Let's not beat around the bush here. This trusty friend of mine would get results much faster than anything else.
Take it easy, Iris.
Don't move, Ginny! I'm going to shoot!
Uh-oh. Purple?
Oh.
Oh my. What the... Forget the sleeves. The whole coat is covered in blood. Of course. The black color of the fabric was masking the stains. That's why we haven't seen them until now. The blood has reacted with a chemical to turn a purple color, which matches one of the samples we've already collected perfectly. Oh, the hand, the print, the fingerprint, this one, right? This one. No, this one. This one. Purple. One of the samples,
Yes, now let's see who had the purple blood. Aha! Yes, it was the brickmaker, Mr. Mason, the victim of the murder case 2 months ago.
I knew it. What are you all on about? The victim? What do you mean? It's a rather uncomfortable situation, Mr. 𝐴, but this makes things quite clear. It means the omnibus case is finally solved. The truth about who really murdered the brickmaker, Mr. Mason, is revealed. Oi! Would someone explain what's going on? Stop telling our story! what is this? Sweater or non-sweat, the question of life. That's the only thing that you need to know, really. If anything, why don't we... No, don't continue that train of thought. Do not entertain it. What are you doing? The truth of the omnibus case. Isn't that more exciting to think about and learn about? I think so. We can see now that the victim's blood is all over Mr. McGilder's overcoat. But in the trial 2 months ago, the defendant said this in his testimony. Now, serious, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? Wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? Reached out to give the man a hand. But if you look at this overcoat now, it's clear. Those stains could have arisen from McGilder trying to pull the victim to his feet. No, if that was what really had happened, what had really happened, the blood wouldn't have splashed all over the front of the coat. The explanation for this pattern of blood is that it splattered over Mr. McGilder's coat when he stabbed the victim in the stomach. Tried to run from the truth for long enough. There's no escaping it now. The true culprit in that case, Mr. Mason's killer, Magnus McGilder. I think the true thing about this case that we haven't solved, and what I feel like isn't like the true reason that we haven't solved it, is his motive. Because one of the things that was it Van Zieks implied? Someone implied during that trial 2 months ago. So the third case of the game was that his motive, if his possible motive to kill the brickmaker had to do with a debt, I believe, if I remember correctly. Like the brickmaker didn't like pay up enough or whatever, and then like he killed him off. Like it felt like a very like sloppy kind of like reasoning that didn't really make sense. Like it was a possible motive, but there's more to it because we have a music box thing, a music box disc that we still don't really understand the origin of. So I guess until the trial when we get to figure it out. Mr. 𝐴, a horrible case is solved at last, and I helped the man walk free from that trial. Used all that twisted testimony and all that sham evidence to prove his innocence. How could I have let that happen?
You know? Did you believe him, though? Did you believe Mr. McGilder was innocent?
I believed. Rather, I think I was trying to believe. I wanted to. Because believing in those you represent in court is a defense lawyer's greatest weapon.
A weapon?
A lawyer's weapon. Before we came to Great Britain, a great friend of mine taught me a valuable lesson.
You mean Kazuma-sama?
Listen, Ryunosuke, we lawyers are only human.
can't know for sure what is truth and what is a lie, which is why we must resort to our primary weapon. An unwavering belief in our clients. That's all we really have. An unwavering belief? Only when we truly believe what our clients tell us can we fight with everything we have for their cause. In any battle, there can be no victory without faith. So I believe you, unwaveringly. What's funny, Gina? Oh, sounds like in this empire in Japan you come from, everyone must be soft. Well, come on. Look at the mess it's got you into, believing in that bog trotter. Yes, I inadvertently helped a murderer walk free. Well, at least you've learnt your lesson now, eh? Believing in people is never worth it. Someone always stabs you in the back in the end. As soon as you let down your guard, you've had it. Take a leaf out of my book. Believe no one. Get hurt by no one. Gina, may I ask you something? What? I'd just like to absolutely make sure. What would you like us to do with these representation papers for tomorrow's trial? How many times do I have to say it? Rip them up and chuck them away. Are you really sure that's what you want? That's what, he wants. And all now, Mr. I'm a Believer lawyer over there. Don't forget it was me in that trial 2 months ago. Let everyone up the garden path, didn't I? And you're telling me you can believe in me after that? Not likely. Well, Mr. 𝐢𝐴? Lawyer's primary weapon is an unwavering belief in his clients. Ultimately, it comes down to whether or not I feel I can trust Gina after everything that's happened. I hate that my brain is like... What is it gonna be like? What happens if I click this? But then when I look over at Iris, I feel like I can't do it for a bit. Look at her. Look at Iris. Not for a bit. I'll never do that. Not in front of Iris, anyways. Someone, can you escort the young child out the door just so that I can do something stupid? Gina, I trust you. Believe me. Oh, the contradiction. But just for dialogue's sake, if I clicked, no, I didn't trust you. What would happen? I'm sorry. Let me say it again. Please allow me to represent you in tomorrow's trial. Are you half-baked? Not at all. You've not once admitted to committing the crime, have you? What's more, I believe that you're telling me the truth. Seriously? Miss 𝐢𝐴? Didn't you hear all of what I said before? I'm a born liar. Bits just trip off me tongue. And I'm a diver, don't forget. Pulled the wool over your eyes 2 months ago and got you in all sorts of trouble. Why would you ever trust me now? I just don't get it! Gina? I don't understand why you chose not to put your trust in others. But I assure you, there's more to this life than you've yet realized. What do you mean? The world we live in is full of people you would do very well to trust. People who won't ever let you down. It's true that I'm just a student of law and I'm certainly lacking in courtroom experience, but I can promise you this. Whatever happens, and until my very last breath, I'm completely on your side. What? What you expecting me to say to that?
Then, it's decided. I'll take these papers now and carry out the necessary preparations for tomorrow's trial. It would be a shame to throw them away now after it's been penned with your name so beautifully. Do what you like. Easton letter. I don't know what you are. I don't get you.
Gina's taken herself off the back of herself. She'd never admit it, but I hope she's feeling relieved. That turned out alright in the end, I think.
Whoever's hiding there? Show yourself at once! Eavesdropping is the height of cowardice!
Mrs. Otto?
Somebody's there in the shadows. I can sense it. Somebody who wasn't there before. What?
Buy me your shop, eh? You're using one of your mystic Japanese arts, like the artist stealth I've heard so much about. Anyone was being stealthy, it was you, Inspector.
Rexy!
How dare me, I'm most terribly sorry, your ladyship, I didn't mean to startle you.
How long have you been listening in on our conversation?
Good grief, listening in? No! I just got word that there were some visitors who are refusing to leave, even though it was after hours. I assure you, your ladyship, I only just arrived this very minute, not a moment earlier. That's all it is, nothing untoward, nothing at all. After hours? Is it that late already? So then I'll humbly excuse myself now, your ladyship! Cheerio, all the best, bye. It's a lot of farewells, and one of them appropriate for her ladyship.
Oh, but I wanted to have a chat.
I'm terribly sorry, but time is pressing at the minute.
Oh, I see. That's a shame.
When I get this emergency at the Supreme Court dealt with sharpish, Lord Strongheart will, well...
Emergency?
Lord Strongheart? Ah, forget I said anything anyway. I'm off.
Alright, Grexy. If you have to, but let's chat soon.
Delighted. Charmed! Can't wait. If you please, my pleasure. It's a lot of pleasantries, and not one of them sounded sincere.
Grexy's so funny. He says such silly things.
Certainly entertaining to see Inspector of the Police fawning to a 10-year-old girl. Anyway, I wonder what this emergency at the Supreme Court.
Let's attend the clerk's office now before it closes.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Mrs. Sato.
Kindly escort Iris home now, Mr. Nahodo. I shall meet you there later.
And so our investigation came to an end. Sato-san went to file the necessary papers for my defense of Gina the following day. And then it hit me. I could no longer suppress the wretched feeling that had been gnawing away at my insides. Tomorrow, Sato-san will be leaving Britain and making her way back to Japan. Question applied to back to. Is being sweaty more... I really shouldn't read what you say. But you make an interesting point there. About the back, if you imply that kind of thought process. Anyways. But you will not catch me slacking. I will not answer. I can... I just had this moment of, I just know future Miyuu is gonna, like, slip up. just give it a bit for me, future Miyuu to give you an answer. Because knowing me, I'll entertain the thought just because it'll be funny. I know I'll do it. I'm the kind of person to do that, to make, what? Make I don't want to say it like this. To just make a full discussion about... No, I'm not. Just wait for future Miyuu to do something, and then you can answer. You can shame me when that time comes, okay? But you are not catching present Miyuu, this stream Miyuu to slip up. I will not answer. I will not entertain. I am a good bunny. 11:13 p.m. Back at the house.
なるほど, son. It's been a very trying day, hasn't it? I do hope you're not too exhausted.
What about you, Susato-san? Today's been even more trying for you, I'm sure. Mr. Sholmes was shot before our eyes, Gina was arrested, all on the back of the news that her father has fallen ill and that she must return to Japan at once. I hope your father recovers soon.
Thank you for your kind words. I wonder why it is that so many thoughts rage in my head like a storm, and yet I seem unable to find the words to express any of them.
I know exactly what you mean.
Anyway, I have one final task to complete as your dutiful assistant. Once that is done, I shall make preparations for my departure tomorrow.
One final task. Going back to Japan.
It's just 2 months since we arrived in London. We've managed to establish this office. It was finally feeling as though we were settling in. I would be lying if I said I felt no regret.
So sorry, Susato-san.
It's just so sudden. I really don't know what to think. I've had no time to gather my thoughts.
No, we've only been here for a short time, but in my limited experience of the courtroom, I feel I've learnt something.
And what would that be?
Seems to me there are many facets to people's personalities.
Facets?
Like a jewel, the light plays off them in complex patterns, simulating their actions and their motives. Illuminating. We see only a small number of the total facets. What is illuminated is only part of the whole story. What lies in the shadows? What do these facets we cannot see look like? Perhaps there are some parts we'll never lay eyes on for as long as we live.
That's so true.
Sometimes I feel as though I'm blinded too so much. But I keep hoping that one day it will all become clear. That all the facets will be illuminated and I'll finally understand how everything fits together.
なるほど, son.
I suppose what matters is that we keep our eyes open and keep moving forward, even if the way sometimes seems dark.
It's amazing to think it's just been 2 months. You've grown so much.
Sorry? I've what?
I know, it was nothing unimportant.
Tomorrow's departure. Do you know what time you'll leave London in the morning?
Yes, I picked up my ticket earlier. I shall be leaving here at 4 AM.
See, I'll escort you to the station.
Absolutely not!
Sorry?
I'm sure you realize why I couldn't possibly let you do that. You have a very important day ahead of you tomorrow.
Gina's trial.
Yes, I know, but every word you utter will have the potential to determine Gina's fate. You must get as much rest as possible. Even though, like me, I'm sure you'll find it hard to sleep. But please, for me, do try.
Welcome back, Poker Castle. You mentioned one final task a moment ago. What did you mean?
Oh my, I nearly forgot. Please, I want you to have this.
What is that? Some huge bundle of documents.
It's my notes from the case 2 months ago. The murder that was committed on the omnibus.
Megooted case.
It seems to me that this case of Mr. Windybank's murder, of which Gina is accused, is very much tied up with that omnibus case, in ways that are not yet completely apparent. So I took the liberty of consolidating my writings about the case for you. With everything else she's had to think about, Susato-san still managed to do this, and all neatly laid out for me in her beautiful handwriting. It was my pleasure. I can only hope that it will bolster your case tomorrow, Regina. Thank you so much, Susato-san. I'll do my best to use it wisely. You really are the best judicial assistant in the world. Huh? That's extremely flattering. But I'm sorry to say that I've been a complete failure.
Sorry? I didn't quite catch what you said there.
Oh, ignore me, I was just mumbling to myself.
What do you mean a failure? Why did she say that? McGilded case notes. Notes collated by Miss Susato about the McGilded case that we worked on 2 months ago.
Oh, it's getting rather late. I think you should go to bed now, Naruhodo-san. Must finish packing up my things in my room.
Susato-san,
I wish you the very best of luck tomorrow. Good night.
Wait. This... Immersion! Immersion!
What was that? Secret technique of mine! The Susato shutdown! Shutdown? Please, I implore you. We have to voice our goodbyes. I won't be able to hold back my tears.
Susato-san. Truly had been a trying day. On our feet for hours, getting Gina to open up to us and learning the truth about the nemesis of a gaze. Physically and mentally, I was exhausted. Yet the idea of sleep seemed impossible. I forced myself to close my eyes. And as a cacophony of scenes of our lives here in London played through my mind. Eventually, my fatigue triumphed and I fell into a deep sleep. April 17th, next day. The small hours. St. Sinner's Hospital, Ward 3. Yes, I quite understand. That is a great weight off my mind. Rest assured I shall put everything in place, exactly as we have discussed.
Thank you so much. It's been an honor and a pleasure to be acquainted with you, Mr. Sholmes.
On the contrary, the pleasure has been mine. I bid you farewell, and Godspeed. My dear madam. Oh, we won't have Susato with us. It makes me so sad. Trial Part 1. I'll do a little. Okay, I'll just do the entry into this before we enter the trial, okay? Let's just follow the momentum a little bit. When I woke the following morning, Susato-san was already gone. Outside the window, the rain came down in sheets. And so began an even longer day than the last, one that I will remember for the rest of my days. "9:32 a.m. the Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. I thought there would be a little bit more, but maybe I'll just stop it here. Usually I continue. I know there's gonna be a long trial. Because I know it's gonna be a long trial, that I'm almost certain, like, the first part of this trial, when I go into it, the part 1 of it, is gonna be fucking long. And my voice will die if I continue. So I'll have to enter the, enter? I have to end the stream. I'll be ending the stream early today. The fan Discord. Oh, you weren't there when I said it before. I'll have to make like a new account for Discord if I want to join. I'll be entirely honest. I'm a little bit against that idea. That was kind of half the reason why I never made my own Discord in the first place. I'm so curious though. I want to join to see what it's like. But the Discord that I have right now is my personal Discord. And very clearly, guys, not to dox myself. I'm not going to be using that Discord. But I'll probably just leave it. We'll see if I make an account in the future. Because I feel like I really should make a Discord. But if I make a Discord, at best it would only be... Nah, and then I think about the fact that I have Nitro in my personal Discord. Well, any of the lore stuff that you guys cook up in the fan Discord, do tell me. Exactly, I know, pity conveniences are fun. Kinda like, fuck you, but of course you would think like that. But, I will say, because if it is a fan Discord for me specifically, I hope you guys will make sure to be as civil as possible. I trust that you guys are civil as possible. Because you guys are civil on stream, but, you know, I'll say my word now, in case, just in case. For anyone that does join the Discord, by the way, I'm pretty sure Apollo, he didn't send the link, but he put down like the last bit of like the Discord link. For anyone else that wants to join it, I believe it should be in my last community post. I think that's where he posted it. I've already kind of forgotten, I'm sorry. It's in the comments somewhere. I'm not too sure why the bit of a fan Discord existing was actually was actually made, but just to advertise the Discord there. You can take your time. We'll see. So I never use Discord to talk to my friends. So the thought of having another... Has anyone here ever made a second Discord account? Does anyone know what that's like? Is it easy to switch between accounts? Do I have to do like a full login every time? Oopsie. Join the fan Discord via under the 2nd anniversary post. Yeah, so it should be my last community post, but It should be the anniversary post where I uploaded the image of the bunnies that I drew from last stream. For anyone there that wants to check it out, that's where it is. Might make your own community post about it. About the sub. Huh? You know what? Maybe it is like the more the more I continue, the more I'm like, yeah, this is a reason why you probably shouldn't start on the trial today. My brain is out of whack. My voice is dying because I dehydrated myself by accident. I'll make sure to hydrate myself for tomorrow's stream, guys. Don't worry. Today was a little bit hectic, so I completely forgot to hydrate myself. Speaking of, I'm out of water, so I'll need to refill this after stream. But I will end it here for today. I know it's quite very early to end than what I usually do, but of course I don't want to push myself. Well, the one reason being I'm not going to push myself, the obvious bit. The second one being, it'll be slightly unbearable for you guys to watch me fumble through a trial. Because it's going to be very serious, and we're going to have to get a lot of new context, as the first part of the trial is always really intense and like information overload. So if I'm fumbling on reading and then like even processing my own thought processes through the trial, my brain is not going to work out. It's going to be unbearable to watch. So I won't do that to you guys. And I won't do that to myself. But tomorrow I should be up and ready to probably sit through a very long trial. I think though, the trial might go on for very long. I don't know if I'll be able to do it all tomorrow. My bet is that I'll do like, if what, we had a four-part investigation? 4-part investigation here. What's your bet that it's a 4-part, like, not bet, 6-part trial, you know? My bet is that it'll end next week. I don't know. I don't know how many streams for this trial specifically. God forbid we have a second investigation. I don't know. Will we have a second investigation? Maybe. But maybe. If there is no investigation next week, I think the first part of the great Ace Attorney Chronicles, the first game, will be done. Because there's no there wasn't any extra content, I believe. So I'll still look around. After I finish the game, I'm still going to look around to make sure that I didn't miss anything. But if there is a second part investigation, my bet is at least like 3 to 4 streams. I'm surprised we haven't had a second part investigation in this game yet. I thought they'd pick up like from the trilogies, the Phoenix Wright trilogy. Because we had a lot of 2-part investigations, no? During Phoenix's trilogy. At least I remember it a lot, where in my brain I was like, oh fuck, here we go again! Back to the crime scene, lads. But it would be a different situation here, huh? Back then it's like, okay, well, we can't pull down a verdict. Go back out to the scene, boys. But in here, we hear a lot of urgency about making sure that the trials that are like happening are quick and fast. Not fast. That's the same thing. Quick and fast. Don't look at me, gay. Quick and easy to wrap up. And I guess that's what we'll find out more, huh? The Lord Chief Justice is like sus as fuck. Like, I'm not the only one that thinks that, right? Like, he's very tame at the moment, but like, he's very on a evil neutral side, not the good kind of side, I think.
To be fair, he's just doing his job. I'm just hounding a man for doing his job.
But even earlier in the stream, if any of y'all caught it, or you can just pull the playback to when the Chief Justice appeared. He's like, well, this is a pretty done and dusted case. It should be finished quickly. That's essentially the summary of what he said, no? He didn't really give a fuck. It's pretty straightforward. But you could say that's just because he's very time efficient, isn't it? I think that's the case. Either way, it doesn't change the fact that he probably wants to make sure that. Oh wait, that's why all the bobbies are at hard work all day, just making sure they didn't miss anything of the investigation. So they didn't have to do a second day investigation and a second day trial. Now that makes sense. The poor police officers being overworked. Salute to them. 07s to them. He's just a little Brit. Leave him alone. No, I won't. It's because he's a little Brit that I'm gonna keep pestering him. But well, that was my train of thought. Anyways, I'll probably wrap up the stream here before I start what's the word? Going on a tangent, rambling and whatnot. Of course, tomorrow will be more great Ace Attorney Chronicles for those that want to see the continuation of today. Do tune in tomorrow. It'll be the trial, which is gonna be hype as fuck. Because it's definitely Van Zieks. We're gonna see Van Zieks, and then I'm gonna constantly say, strip, strip, strip. Oh wait, unless he goes into the trial without his cape on. Huh? We won't know until tomorrow, so tune in. I feel like, no, he'll have his cape on. He always has his cape on to make sure he can do dramatic effect of tearing it off when shit gets serious. That's how he rolls, you know? He likes the flair. Yes, I will call it here for today's stream. Thank you to everyone that has dropped by the stream today. Thank you to everyone that has stayed and watched through today's stream. Sorry once again for the shorter stream today. But I'll make up for it tomorrow with even more brain dead deductions. Wait, that's the reason why I felt this investigation felt like nothing. We didn't have a deduction because we didn't have Sholmes with us. I thought we'd do it with Iris. Alright, we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But yes, thank you to everyone that has also commented in the chat today. It was pleasant seeing everyone. I appreciate all the comments as well. And that is all. Any updates that I have, I will say it tomorrow because miyuu, no thinky. Alrighty, everyone, make sure you go hydrate, go eat, get a snack and whatnot if you haven't already. What's my brain doing? For everyone else, go rest up, sleep up. If it is nighttime for you. For everyone else on the other side of the world, have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Bye bye. Me signing out. Good night. It feels so weird ending early. Yo, this doesn't feel right. miyuu is supposed to be doing long ass streams.